Are you an indie podcast or content creator looking to reach a wider audience? Look no further. Introducing Podcastic, the ultimate podcast network designed exclusively for indie creators like you. At Podcastic, we believe in the power of unique voices and fresh perspectives. We're here to amplify your passion and creativity, connecting you with the growing community of engaged listeners who crave original content. Podcastic is more than just a platform. It's a support system built for indie podcasters, offering a range of resources to help you succeed. From tailored promotional campaigns to professional production assistance, we're here to help you shine. Our intuitive platform makes it easy for you to be seen and heard. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just show up and create. Plus, with our advanced analytics, you'll gain valuable insights into your audience's preferences, allowing you to refine your content and grow your fan base. Ignite your passion, expand your reach, and thrive with podcasting. Visit our website at www.podcasticlife.com to get started. Podcasting, the home for indie podcasts and content creators.
I pray that my love for you is bigger than what my parents have.
So you must be my daughter's new friend?
Candy, let me ask you a question.
Oh, so this him? This the man that comforts you more than me?
Mama, all men ain't like daddy.
That's not fair!
The content you're about to hear is a part of a paid programming segment. The views, opinions, and statements expressed belong solely to the sponsor and do not reflect those of Podcastic or its host. This segment is for informational and promotional purposes only and should not be considered as advice or endorsement. Listener discretion is advised.
Rise and grind, wanna show at 9:15 a.m. Monday through Friday, great conversation, guest appearances, cause you experience us on the cusp of blowing up. Wake up, wake up. Rise and grind, morning show.
Okay. I said God won't let that happen.
Why does it look so bare over there? Like, what is going on?
Somebody stole something.
Something's missing. No, literally, something is missing. Am I not?
No, I mean...
Is something missing?
Probably a chair.
Something's missing.
Yeah, chair. Okay, welcome to the Rise and Grind Morning Show, y'all. You know what time it is. This is what we do every Monday through Friday. Wednesday is one of my favorite days. I got some of my most favorite people here, but they wasn't able to make it today. So listen, right now, I'd like to say shout out to the one and only Brittany.
Hey, we here.
You're here?
I'm here.
Shout out. And the one and only, the perfect gentleman, the one they call B.Todd is in the building.
Top of the top, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. So you don't say indeed until you leave.
Yes.
Okay, indeed. Okay.
The fact that you be paying attention.
I mean, he pays attention to everything.
Like real
Trust
bad.
me. Like, that is crazy.
Yeah, but you know, I just noticed
Like
that.
real bad. You be paying attention.
I mean, you went from big grades to small grades. You okay?
I'm fine.
Yeah, you must see yourself eat that grape on camera, and you said you would never eat a big grape on camera again.
I don't think that was it.
Nope.
They wasn't the season.
Because B don't care. If you've been paying attention,
Wait a
you know
minute.
she don't care.
Hold on, don't you dare give her the one finger.
Are me and Chanie having a conversation?
Yes, y'all are.
I thought so. I thought we were having a conversation, and you weren't in it. No, Chanie's very excessive with what she does. All he needed one, she would give you 3.
Well, but she's just making sure you're covered.
And the
No. I'm saying, like, she's very excessive.
Okay.
And the voice y'all hear is Telly, wake up. Because I can tell, yeah. Drink on that energy drink you just bought. What's it called? Refresher? Yeah.
a refresher. Yeah, that's not a refresher.
She don't want to be bothered today.
Let's see.
And I know why.
Huh?
Got you.
You know why?
Not for that, Miles.
Shut your ass up. That's one way I like you.
I don't really care.
Anyways.
The world not likable right now.
I know that's right. She ain't even looking mad on the screen. She did like this. She like this.
The world really not likable right now.
So I just want to touch on a few things. Shout out to my baby girl. She graduated yesterday.
Yay!
Yes, congratulations.
Congratulations.
I told her, Mama, if you let my daughter wear any short skirt or anything like these little girls wearing, we're going to fight right in the auditorium immediately. Yeah. She said, you don't have to worry about it. Your daughter be like, my daddy ain't going to like that.
So when she becomes, she's heading, what is she, preteens?
She 13.
Okay, so when she get to high school, can she wear her lashes and nails and all that? She can?
No lashes.
Okay.
No.
I'm just asking.
Maybe not freshman.
Well, the reason why I'm asking is because there's a lot of teenage girls now that are wearing lashes and they're wearing their nails. So I ask parents, like, are y'all okay with that? Some parents are like, no. Some parents don't care because that's what's happening in the world. So that's why I'm asking you. Like,
No, I am that not of the world.
Got you. What about you, Todd, when your daughter head there?
She's about to go to the 3rd grade. So.
No, I'm saying when it's time for her to.
Oh, yeah.
He said 3rd grade. No,
I've had it in my mind about that. But yeah, I'm not letting her just wear.
She's not gonna do that.
Yeah, nah.
Because for us, it was nails. Like I don't know about you.
Yeah,
it was. Well, yeah. It was
the
nails
airbrush.
She could paint her nails.
The airbrush was a thing.
No, I'm saying like we were allowed to wear, nails.
They press on. No.
No,
We
press
had
on
acrylic
gonna pop
nails.
off.
Yeah, we had like
fool
acrylic
around.
nails when we were, like 15, 16 years old. We had nails.
That's different.
Because it was acrylic. It was no shellac.
That's high school.
Yeah, high school. Yeah.
So she can wear her lashes and stuff like that. Your daughter will be able to.
No, she becomes when she become a senior, junior, maybe. With
That's
the
why I'm
Yeah, that's what I said. Maybe not a freshman.
I'm not saying when I say high school, because 13, 14 to me, like you just got out of high school. Because I'm talking about like 15 and up.
Well, there were some girls in her graduating class that had lashes.
Yeah, well, my first time wearing lashes was for prom, and then after that's when I started wearing it. But before then, I didn't wear.
I'm not.
That's why I was
It's a lot of.
asking.
It's a lot of. And the sad part is, a lot of these parents, especially YT, they let their kids do whatever.
Well, they started middle school because they started wearing makeup.
They do.
It's crazy.
The
They shave
makeup
their
is a
legs
thing.
in middle school, so they do a lot of stuff in middle school.
So it's crazy to see all of that. And my daughter only 7, but shout out to her though. She at the top of the class for reading.
That's
Got a
so good.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Give them louder applause.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Okay.
I don't have mine yet, but I know like with my niece Paige, she already doing her nails and feet. So
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's because
It's like it's girly.
But she painting it though. Like that's all she
No,
does.
like she goes to the salon and get her.
Yeah, get it.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah.
Like she had the French last week.
Oh wow.
That's
She had on her toes and on her hands.
Yeah. My daughter ain't that girly. She be like, no, I'm sorry. So,
She's very.
My daughter got a good balance between being girly and being tomboy.
Yeah.
Well, she got that's my
Yeah.
she see a woman and a man in the
Yeah.
house, so that would make sense.
Well, what I told my daughter mother was, she seen me and you complain about money, so when it be things be high price, she be like, never mind. You know what I mean? I said, I had to tell her yesterday. I said, Pooh, you have to realize we are grown, so we're always going to complain about bills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
We're going to complain.
Really?
Oh, I'm sorry, you never had that.
No, I'm saying like they didn't do that in front of me.
Well, we don't.
So I don't know if they were. I'm asking them now. I'm like, what y'all complaining about bills?
Yeah, they were just talking.
Well, they were lower.
Yeah, thank you.
They were lower.
Bills were lower then.
Yes.
So yeah.
Miss Rhea said these children be having weave down today, but it's just too much for me because when I was 14, I had to beg my mama to even get stacked bangs.
That's where it had started. One day, I went and picked up my daughter, and she had some weave in her hair, right? Mm-hmm. And I told her mother, "I'm coming back." She said, "What's wrong?" I said, "You about to take this weave out of her hair." Mm-hmm. She's like, "What you mean?" I said, "Well, you just gonna have to take it out." Because she's about to come with me for the next 2 weeks, and she's not going to be walking around with me with no weave in her. She's like, I was telling my mama you not going to like, I told her don't do it.
Do you ever think about like...
Nope.
No, I'm just saying because she has her dad who's teaching her the opposite of what's happening in the world. Mm-hmm. Right. So do you ever think about like how she's going to transition? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm... And the reason why I say that is because it's really hard being different in today's world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you have so much of the majority saying you should look like this, you should do this, you should do that, even down to the opposite sex basically thinking like, okay, this is what women do, this is what a woman's. So when they see the opposite,
I'm glad you said that.
how you know, like, how do you think your daughter's going to?
She gonna be more accepted because she's in her own world anyway.
Gotcha.
Like, she be singing. I'm gonna show you some videos with later. She just be singing her heart out with the door closed.
Gotcha.
If I open the door, she like, hey, Dad. No,
so you think she's gonna be okay with being?
She gonna be okay.
Different.
She gonna be okay with being different. Matter of fact, it's a white girl in her class who she wants to be America's Top Model. That's what she always said since she was like 6 years old.
Wow.
And she dressed like she's trying to be America's Top Model. And so when she walked across the stage yesterday, I mean, everybody was like, "Wow, she really toned it down." Because after a while, you know, you be start thinking like, okay, maybe this is a little bit too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she heard the response that people was giving during the one award ceremony with them girls wearing heels. I mean, they was wearing stilettos.
Yeah, no, they wearing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's.
Do you remember the mud heels? The MUDD.
Eighth?
Yeah, my daughter going to the ninth.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, that was my first heel.
That's what I realized is the younger. You know how probably some people might argue and say, "Oh, y'all was moving too fast at y'all age." It's even faster now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
How do you feel about that for your son? Like, he's gonna be different than a lot of the dudes out here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just tell my son all the time, don't follow everybody else. I mean, I understand some things you gon'. All right, for instance, a lot of people at the school got an iPhone. He came when I got him. He had an Android. We swapped that out. I'm like, I understand why it's necessary for you to have an iPhone. Everybody else got one. You know what I'm saying? So I made that transition because everybody else in the house got one. But as far as like fashion and all that stuff, I said, son, all of that stuff goes in and out. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to follow. You don't have to follow what everybody else is wearing. Wear what you like to wear. But don't do the most either. You know what I'm saying? Have a balance.
I tell you what, my brother, if anybody came to Starters on my birthday, my brother was there, Dion. He can still wear the same clothes he had when he was in 8th grade. So because he's the same size.
Yeah.
I mean, I can still wear the same clothes that
I can still wear clothes from high school. So I get it.
I still have them.
So what I'm saying,
in fact, I still have them.
Me too.
He really never had to transition from clothes.
Yeah.
Because he had them all.
But I wasn't more so talking about like clothes and fashion. I was more so talking about their mental. That's what I'm talking about because they're up against so much, and you're already different. So my thing is, how do you what are you telling them as far as for their mental?
I tell them all the time to go with what he thinks.
Gotcha.
Don't sit up here and go off of somebody else's thoughts.
Yeah, that's
important. More important, mind your business, because it's easy for my son to get triggered by somebody else's shit. You know what I'm saying? I tell him, hey, look, man, that's their problem.
Yeah. Those are his peers. So I can understand that.
I understand it too, but it's still, this is how you get caught up in drama by inserting yourself in other people's stuff.
That is true.
So I don't want him to, you know what I'm saying, end up learning a hard lesson that he don't have to go through. You know what I'm saying? So
I say that because, I talk to younger people that's in school and they're like, oh, I'm different, I'm this, I'm that. And it's like, they're good and they're doing the things that they should be doing, but it's like, the ones that's doing the opposite is the ones that look like they're winning. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do you combat that for the people that don't really want to do that, but at the same time, it's like, shoot, I might as well. Everybody else, you know what I'm saying?
Because
like that's what
I make sure I always tell my son, do what is gonna work for you, because what works for everybody else ain't gonna work for you.
Yeah,
trust me.
I would just tell my daughter, don't go with the flow, be the flow.
There you go.
Don't be a follower of people. If anything, make sure you conduct yourself to where people want to be more so like you.
Gotcha.
Or be a part
I agree
of what
with
you're
that.
doing.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with that.
Yeah. I learned that lesson in high school, actually. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I got tired of coming to school, and I'm like, how am I about to stand out looking like everybody else? These fools coming to school dressing alike like it's all twin day. And I thought it was gay after a while. So then I was like, all right, it's time for me to switch the game up.
I don't blame you.
I'm glad you did.
Did you ever match with your friends?
No,
I matched with my sister, but it wasn't planned. It would be like, hey, you got that on?
Yeah, no, it was a thing. Yeah. Like, we used to be like, hey, we're going to wear this, da-da-da-da, and then we're just all mad.
Me and her were the only two
it's
that
different
matched.
for girls. I can see that happening with girls.
I used to do that.
Yeah, no, ain't nothing wrong with it, but it's certain. This is where the double standard comes in. Okay,
the life is a double standard.
Yeah,
That's
true.
That is true.
That's not cool for dudes to be dressed up looking like Kid and Play. Like, no, bro. Like, what
But you know what's crazy? You say that, but yeah, all the dudes look the same today.
Yeah, now they do. Yeah.
Every last one of them.
Is it because of the buffs? So y'all buffs is like our lashes and weave and things like that.
I'm not even talking about buffs. I'm just saying their bodies look the same, their hair look the same, their tattoos look the same, their attitudes are the same.
Think about it. Dreads, jewelry, that somebody always walking around with a Cuban
all
link.
these guys look the same.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's why I thrive on being different, bro.
Drop the mic.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the topic for today?
Topic of the day is. Y'all read that shit.
It's self-sufficiency.
You can make it look like I spelled it wrong. Talk about something like y'all can't got to see it.
It's self-sufficiency killing our community.
No. Actually, we don't have
That's interesting that you say that.
No, we don't have
I'm talking about that INZEPE.
No, you said is self-sufficiency killing our community.
Yes.
No, because we don't have none.
You don't think we have no self-sufficiency?
No.
That's interesting.
I don't think it's kill. I think what's killing it is the message behind it more so than us just being self-sufficient. I think a bunch of black women saying that they independent women is killing the society.
Oh, I agree 100%.
I don't think anybody that's being self-sufficient is killing anything. I think that's helping. And if you helping other people become self-sufficient, that's gonna help the community a lot better.
Yeah, but we're not.
Because essentially that's the end goal, right? To be self-sufficient, to be able to rely on just you and things like that. So
is it to is you saying to rely on yourself or to rely on the community?
Because relying on yourself, I think, is selfish, and I feel like you can't have a community if you're solely relying on yourself. I think that there's things that you have to have for yourself in order to be of value in a community. So that's how I look at it. Because I feel like you can't have a community if you being self-sufficient.
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
Because the thing with self-sufficiency and this whole
but it can start
thing,
with you. You can start that community.
But the independent thing for me, what people talk about, like you should be getting up. You should be handling your business. You should be doing those things. So you shouldn't get a pat on your back.
No.
Because you know how to clean the house and you know how to
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
You shouldn't get a pat
I
for that.
don't think it's nothing wrong with saying like, hey, I see you. I see you out there doing your thing.
But doing something that should be the standard. You think somebody should get a pat on the back?
Listen.
I used to get slightly offended when people saw me out with my son. Like, oh yeah, you a good father. I'm like, you just.
But why is that? Well, that's an example. I would just be like, hey, I see you. I see you doing your thing. I see you being a father.
I obviously said thank you, but in my mind, I'm like, why are you thanking me for being there for my son? This is what I'm supposed to be doing.
But why are we looking at it like that critical? It could just be like, hey, I see you. I see you doing a good thing.
We were standing in line, Telly.
It don't matter where y'all was at. It's just something that people may not see the norm of. So when they do see it, they feel like they should congratulate it. It should, but it's not. So when you see it, you be like, hey, I see you. Shout out to you. Or
so Miles doing the podcast and doing all of this. I see you. You want to know why? Because he's actually working.
Right. That's different.
I don't know.
This isn't
I see people in,
but this isn't
for the growth.
This isn't an expectation.
Yeah.
This is something that he put his mind to. Hey, I'm gonna do this, and he started doing it. Yes, I see you. Right. But for him to be a father and go to his daughter's graduation, no, I don't see you. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You supposed to show up for your kids.
I mean, I get it, but there's nothing wrong with letting a person know that you see them.
Yeah, but
in more than one aspect of life.
Todd,
I don't agree with that.
Here what it is. That man who said that to you, that was his.
No, that was a woman.
A woman. That was her way of giving you recognition on what she didn't have.
That's what Father's Day is for.
Yeah. So
shout out to the ties, socks.
That's what Father's Day is for.
So that's what Father.
That's why I work.
F word.
Y'all cards don't even be as sentimental as the mothers.
The Father's Day cards don't come with envelopes. They just
I'm gonna be honest. It's really hard to shop for fathers for Father's Day.
It is because what y'all want?
Because y'all don't really be caring about a lot of that mushy stuff.
Ooh,
they don't.
I be trying to tell people men are simple.
Yeah, like y'all really don't care. So like
until y'all get simple gifts, I just get this.
I got my mom a personalized book, right? And I mean, she just melted and showed everybody this book, right? So I was like, well, I can't do that for my dad because he not gonna care. So I'm like, did you want me to make you a book? No. Like he's just like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not even trying to.
You did one thing that was wrong.
Ask him.
You asked him.
He's not gonna want it though.
Because we don't really what we want from women.
He not
whether it's
gonna-
our
he ain't
daughters
gonna receive
or our
it like
wives,
that.
is just to give it to us. Period. And
You know how he would have responded?
Huh?
Oh, this is nice. Thank you.
With no
Okay.
emotion.
With no
Now,
emotion,
now
and I would've been mad.
Now I feel like I failed.
Because he.
Well, I mean,
Why aren't you giving me what I want?
If y'all know,
excited.
So we like,
Yes, thank you.
But here's the thing, though, Britt. You grew up with your pops, so
the
you know what he
energy.
like and what he don't like. So if you get him,
That's why
No.
I do know what he like and what he don't like. That's why he not getting the mushy stuff.
there you go.
Yeah.
So what's the norm that you can get him for Father's Day that
I'm
you
not
know
gonna
he?
say it right now. He might be watching.
I mean, okay, cool. All right, gotcha.
yeah,
I get it.
watching.
Shout out to the fam.
Yeah, shout out to
Oh, that's
fam.
dope.
Shout out to the fam.
Shout out to the Chanel.
So
Okay, I like that.
I'm not gonna tell him. I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna get him, but I'm gonna get him something. But it ain't gonna be that.
Well, I'm gonna
Right.
tell you the truth. You the only person maybe got the mama and daddy watching the show at times. And I'm so proud.
Oh, my mama not watching.
Sure, that's the play.
She's not watching.
If my mom is watching, she only watching to see if I say something negative. So,
My mama not watching, and if she does watching, it's gonna be like, you know, you gotta finish your sentence, or you gotta do like, she's gonna.
she doing the critique.
She's gonna
No,
critique
for
it.
real.
That's why when we had the show when y'all was talking about the critiquing thing, I said, baby, I've been getting that all my life.
Say that's
so
it.
Yeah.
She
Yes.
calling to critique it.
Ms. Rhea says nothing wrong with encouraging others. It's when they don't move unless pumped up is the issue for me.
Well, so-
and I can understand that to a certain degree.
But you mean I have to encourage this man to continue to be a father?
It's not encouraging
Well,
necessarily. It's just recognition. Really, it's not encouragement because you already doing it, so you don't have to be
don't know.
encouraged to do it because
can
you're
I ask
doing
you a
it.
question?
Sure.
Is that something you're looking for?
What?
For someone to encourage you?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
That's why it's
Shit, I've
important
been
for
around
you.
you long enough
Because you're
to
looking for
understand.
that. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why that's important for you because you're looking for that.
Yeah.
So
Well-
that's why you think that. That's
Well, yeah,
important.
because I just feel like life is life, and life is tough out here. So if I can, not even encourage, but if I can just, you know what I'm saying, recognize that somebody is doing something good, it just be like, it goes a long way. Just
think
like
as
they
a
say,
kid-
please, just
I
like they
think
say
as a
please
kid-
and thank you, and it goes a long way.
Chanie,
It goes a long
Yeah,
way.
no, I don't care if
Chanie's
you
such
say
a
anything.
sweetheart.
Yeah, she-
Listen, everything don't stop
Such
when
a
you
Care
get an
Bear.
adult. That's people's problems. They think that the love and the genuineness and all that is supposed to stop when you're young.
So
That's why people
But
is
see, I
really
don't-
messed up now.
People, but see, I don't put nothing in people because
Yeah.
they're gonna be one
They
way
gonna
today.
disappoint
and
you
they gonna,
anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna disappoint you. So that's why I don't do all of that. Now,
I mean-
if it comes from the kid and the kid is thankful and appreciative, I think that hits way
Whole
differently.
time the kid not even thankful. They just was taught to say thank you. They don't know what
Yeah,
thank you
no.
mean.
Now you're going somewhere
You going
totally.
somewhere.
I'm just
deep-rooted issues going on over there.
I'm just saying. No, because you said that it's okay for a kid to say, "Oh, thank you" and everything like that.
I said if it comes
From
from the
a
kid,
kid.
it
Right,
hits
to say
differently.
It is different.
Some kids do say, "Hey, thank you,"
because they've been
Thank you,
taught to say
No, they
thank you.
don't.
Okay.
No, they don't.
There are some people who be
There
very
are
grateful.
some kids that are
Yeah.
truly grateful.
Yeah.
But they was taught to say
No,
thank you
they're
when
not.
they receive
No,
things,
they're
a
not.
compliment. Okay.
I'm really hate that you haven't been around children.
I really don't be around children.
Yeah, it's some, but I'm telling you, it's some kids that are truly just naturally just
Yeah.
grateful children,
Yeah.
and they'll
That's
say
fine.
thank you, and it hits differently from them than it would from somebody, an adult that be like,
I learned
I
from
see
my-
you, mama.
I
That's
learned,
cool.
I learned from my god. I learned from my godson Elijah. When I used to give him stuff, he said, "I said, hey, you like it?" He's like, yeah, but I was hoping. I was like, let's go. We was hoping that. Nate, we about to go because he don't like his gift, and then Melissa was like, Elijah.
Exactly. And
But
that's
I think-
when the mom will say,
No,
please say thank you.
No, I'm gonna tell you what Melissa said. She said, Elijah, why you like a gift? She said, because he always give me silver coins. And she looked at me, I'm like, I do. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah, it's,
Okay, Ella Bates said, I'm always going to do what I'm supposed to do as a mother, but the recognition is encouraging when I hit a bump.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Life be life, and y'all cool.
Now that I understand.
Like, it's
That
all cool.
I do understand because here's the thing, it get rough with these kids.
It get rough
when they
in general.
Yeah, especially when they become teenagers and preteens, they become little assholes. So I understand that aspect of it.
No, on that aspect, what you saying? When them little kids, what?
I just understood it when I just said it. That's wild.
No.
I've been saying the same thing.
No, you haven't. I'm about to
You
say,
really haven't.
You haven't.
I've been saying that exact thing.
We're gonna have to get a Chanie translator. So when you talk,
maybe so because
I think she be saying like she be meaning what
y'all
we be
don't
saying,
want to understand me. Y'all been conditioned to not understand me. Y'all just can't turn it off, and it's okay.
Who's conditioned to not understand you?
I do not understand you.
I'm just glad that our listeners and our followers.
My God! All right, bro.
Okay, but
Thank you, Miss Ella.
Yes.
Yeah, and
thank you, Ms. Ella.
But she talking about when she hit a bump from working.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what she's talking about. From putting in that work.
Why do we have to hit that bump before we get recognized?
Because sometimes as a parent, you be ready to be like, you know what, F them damn kids.
Okay.
So
Chanie, I sent you a video about that. Like,
about hitting a bump.
About this lady,
about hitting the bump.
Nobody want to hit no bump, but
A bump.
So no,
because she want you. Chanie want to be encouraged when she wake up in the morning.
Listen,
she wants you to be like, you made it today.
I see you, queen. You woke up today.
You want to get called
That's
queen?
what she want to hear.
Listen,
that nigga need a ride.
Okay, that's the type of stuff we want to hear.
at least we'll be leaving from the same house.
So you mean to tell me every morning you want to be encouraged?
No, not every morning, but if life be whooping me, please just send some help. Send a little encouragement.
Oh my God, yo, that is hilarious, man. That is funny. I understand it though.
That's where self-sufficiency comes in, encouraging yourself.
I'm sorry.
Top of the top, caller, you on there.
I'm so sorry, caller. Call back in.
Hey, man.
No,
but so like with the self-sufficiency, encouraging yourself is a big deal.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Because here's my thing.
Yes.
What if you don't get the encouragement? Then what?
Yeah. You gotta do it for you first.
That's what I'm saying. Are you not?
I'm telling you.
But if I do it for me first and then I go outside and I get it, it's okay.
Go ahead.
Today
I'm not gonna lie. I understand. I went through a period in my life where I was like that. I'm not going to
encouragement. Hey,
top of the top, caller, you on the air.
Good morning. Y'all know this is Chanie translator.
Thank you.
Hey, Miss Rhea.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Rhea. Speak Scorpio to us,
Y'all gonna
please.
get up off my twin. Get up off my twin.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead. Speak Scorpio.
Now look.
Now what she say?
What I believe.
Now what she
the same
say?
thing Miss Ella said. I said it in the comments. She said it in her own way. I think people, and I don't have biological children. I think people give mothers a pass. Like the only stress you can have is from a kid. We got other things going on.
Right.
I don't have biological kids, but that don't mean my life ain't lifing, and I have a rough day and sometimes need some little encouragement. Y'all don't know how it is, and maybe I do relate to Chanie in that sense because of different health conditions and stuff. So yeah, I get a little in my feelings on that because people do me that way.
Yeah,
got you.
And they think just because I'm smiling don't mean I'm feeling good all the time.
Very true.
I encourage myself a lot.
Praise God.
And if somebody says, "Hey, I see you," it means something. I don't know. I'm not moving. It's not gonna be how I base my day, like the horoscope.
Right.
Y'all left
but
me
yeah. I feel you on that. Because a lot of times we're not going to think how we feel because we know deep inside don't nobody give a damn.
Very true.
At the end of the day, they got to end. Thank you so much, Ms. Rhea. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
That's right.
Thank you for translating that for us, Ms. Rhea.
For sure, y'all.
Thank you for the translation.
Thank you.
Hey,
because I was confused.
Terrence Goodwin said something real too. He said first we must get a community. A community has a monetary foundation. Our community is being ran by Arabs, Jews, Koreans, etc. They give nothing back. We must unite now. That's what's killing our community.
I can agree with that.
Yep.
Yeah, I can agree with that. No unity. No unity in the show.
Yeah.
Well, sweetie, we can't even get up on the same page when it comes to relationships. We can't even get on the same page when it comes to our children and the basics. So I agree with that at 100%. We are still having the conversation between what men do and what women do as a community.
We
still have gender wars going on. So how in the world can we get together and we can't even do that?
That gender war stuff got to stop, man.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, due to shows like Love and Hip Hop, it's like it creates that.
But you know what's crazy? The women are the ones that like it and watch it.
Yeah,
So
they love it.
They love it. You know what I'm saying?
It's for entertainment. Everybody has their own.
But here's the problem.
Guilty pleasure when it comes to entertainment.
If Michelle Obama, who was
if she wanted to watch the baddies,
no, she does watch that stuff. She said it.
But she's human.
She's human. But here's the problem with some of these people that watch it. They don't know how to separate that shit from their real life. They think
it's entertainment. Nothing on TV is real.
Telly, listen to me. You're not listening. Just listen.
I'm listening.
And hear me. Some people like to watch that show and then take what's from that show and implicate it in their actual life that they're living. Like that's normal. It's not okay to be toxic like that. It's not okay to throw drinks in people's faces. It's not okay to be fighting all the time. There's nothing cool about that. Especially when you up there in age. If we listen, what are you fighting about?
say on top of everything.
Yeah. So what are you fighting about? If it ain't to defend your family, to defend yourself, what are you fighting for?
That's true. Because when you get older, you have things to lose at that point. You have a family, you have a reputation, hopefully, of some degree. So you do have more things to lose. But I just feel like people that watch that, it doesn't change them or their character. It's just something that they just enjoy doing. That don't mean that they're following or incorporating it in life. I get that it does happen, but it could just be somebody's guilty pleasure, what they like to do in their own time.
Yeah. So can I say something about it's self-sufficiency killing our community? I think we need to say it's individuality killing our community.
There you go.
So if that's the case, yes, individuality is killing our community. I remember, Chanie, was you around when the blackout happened?
I was here.
She was still playing outside. She was here.
I was here. But
well, I know in Detroit it was so hard for us because I know in Centerline there's only 2 blocks.
I was in Detroit then in 2000 and what?
No, 2004.
It was 2000 and what?
4.
Was it 4?
Yeah.
It was somewhere around there.
So y'all was moving on up. Okay, so listen.
We had a generator.
Okay.
Oh. So you know, okay, that's cool.
Y'all just the all-American fucking family.
We had neighbors that had a generator that we could hook up to.
But so seriously,
we did. I'm not gonna lie.
It was times where we didn't even know who our neighbors were.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
We did.
Of course
that's
I
how
did.
we got to them doggone generator. Thanks, guys.
We appreciate y'all.
Okay. The generator is becoming in clutch.
Baby, what?
I mean, it was a shame to where I was like, we was like, me and Melissa, and they was like, so who lived next door again? We was like, no.
How long was it out in Detroit?
Ain't that about a bitch?
No, I didn't mean it.
3 days.
Out there for y'all.
I didn't mean it like that. I really was asking the question. Because some people was out of power for a while.
Yeah.
3 or 4 days. It was 3 to 4 days.
Wow.
It was a
Did
lot
DTE do any reimbursement?
No, hell no. Tell me what?
No, because you know the minute a power outage, they always be trying to call and get that grocery saved.
This was almost this was going all over the country in the crazy.
I thought it was mostly on the East Coast.
No.
Yes, it was. It wasn't all. It was mostly.
Y'all tell me. I remember more of that time.
It was patched out.
It was mostly. It was like Midwest and most of the East Coast. Yes, it was.
The Southeast.
Okay.
It was
not a lot.
No,
yes, it was.
But what I'm saying, it was. Because in California, they weren't having no problem. So that's what I'm saying. It was mostly,
they had more money. They better not have had no problems.
No, they were saying, because we had talked about it in school, they were saying that it was, and then a lot of people was connected to something that was going on in New York.
Got you. Yeah, Ella Bates also said that
the Black Topanga. I did like Boy Meets World.
Yeah, that was cool. She said, I like to take a moment to recognize. She said, I like to take a moment to recognize myself. I just survived the whole school year with 3 kids, 3 different schools while working full time. Ella Bates.
Shout out to her.
Give her a hand clap, Miss Ella, because you said 3 of them. Jesus.
Yes. Yeah.
I know people that can't even make it with 1.
Look.
Yeah.
3. She said 3.
That's wild.
How do you keep your sanity?
Yeah.
See,
that's why it's okay for a little recognition.
Well,
Hold on, wait a minute.
Well, these kids don't go out.
Shout out to you.
She only got 2 friends.
Who?
Ella Bates.
So what that mean?
What that mean? How do you know she ain't on the ghost page or something?
Wait a minute. You one of them, Todd.
What are you talking about?
Are you a plant, Todd?
No, I ain't a damn plant.
No, but honestly, that's a lot because these kids don't even want to go outside.
That's true.
Yeah.
They don't even go outside. They're like,
That's
what we
true.
supposed to do out there? Play.
Yeah.
Go.
Well, Go. Well, the biggest problem is ain't no kids on the block.
They just in the house.
No. I just recently when I was.
So they not coming out.
I swear on everything. While I was celebrating my birthday, I swear me and my wife finally started seeing kids outside, like
Really?
by themselves, riding bikes, stuff like that. Yeah.
How do y'all feel about the kids being out by themselves now?
Well, some of them are older.
They need to be.
Yeah.
Well, my
Okay.
girl, like her kids, they go out. Well, her daughter goes out, but
Okay.
she in the window,
Right.
You know, it's like don't go this far so I can still see you. But when we were outside, like nobody
For
was
hours.
Did y'all see the TikTok guy? The guy said, "Hey y'all, you know what? Me as an adult right now, I really feel like our parents don't give a shit about us."
Yes, because
Hold on. He said that we leave out the house like 10 o'clock in the morning on
Yeah.
a Saturday, and we don't come back to 7, 8 o'clock at night.
I was gonna say, long as y'all was home by the street lights, they didn't care what y'all did.
No phone, no nothing, and nobody gave a fuck about
Yeah,
it.
when the bikes
But
in
you
the
knew
yard,
the
that's
people
how
in the,
y'all
you
knew they
the
were
people
home.
in the neighborhood, and we didn't have so much access to all of this technology. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, you knew people in the neighborhood. Like if you got in trouble at this house, by the time you got home, somebody
But
knew
see,
what
here's
was
the thing:
up.
why was y'all so comfortable? Because the same thing that happened now could have happened then.
It
As
did.
far as
No,
you
it
know
did.
what I'm saying.
No, things did.
It was
happen.
happening.
People was getting actually
Because
more
that little boy
kidnapped.
was in the wall. That they still ain't found him.
Ooh, in the,
Who that little boy that was in the mall they couldn't find?
oh, in the mall.
Little
Okay.
Dewan.
Yeah.
Lil Demond.
Dewan.
Not, I shouldn't be
No,
laughing at Dewan. Come on.
Yeah,
He was
dude,
stolen
I
from
think
the mall or something.
It was Dewan Foster. It sounded like he said he was in the
First
wall.
of all, who
Yeah,
want to
they said
steal
they had
somebody
found him in the
else's
wall.
kid? Who want to steal responsibility?
Oh,
you'd be
shit.
surprised.
So back then,
Some
If we
weird
take
people
it-
out here.
If we take it spiritually,
Yeah, okay.
A lot of
Let's. Maybe I'll understand it better that
because
way.
if you take it spiritually,
Who gonna take responsibility?
in the spirit realm,
they'll
they'll sacrifice children for stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, okay.
Spiritually.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not taking kids to raise them.
No,
Yeah,
they
hell
taking
no.
them. They taking them to have
Take
them
their heart,
sacrifice
to
and
take their heart,
do
eat the-
different
eat-
things
eat
to their
their
head.
heart,
And then
sell
they
their
act
heart.
like they about to live longer if they do something foul. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Drink
Okay.
their blood, stupid shit like that.
And spiritually, I didn't want to take it there, but pay attention now because this is the time where they're actually missing the most. Because what happens? What are we in?
Summer?
Second quarter? No, spirit. Because if you look at it spiritually, they're using the children. They take the kids in because what's happening is sacrifices are happening because it's bringing in more evilness and more. If you take it spiritually, and then another thing that happens too, right around the October, like the fall time, is when kids come up missing. So just pay attention. If you pay attention in the news, you will start.
Hour.
Yeah,
The witching hour.
exactly. You will start seeing like, dang, why kids
I'm
coming
gonna
up?
pay
What? Just
attention.
pay
I'm gonna call you.
attention.
Like, you know.
Right now, it's a dark skinned guy. He do a whole bunch of facts. I don't know if y'all been seeing him on Facebook and TikTok. He be just naming the facts like your thumb is the same length as your nose, and he be just running off
They
random
say you
facts.
can't put your foot is the same size from here on your arm. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay.
But that's,
No, I didn't know that.
Cause your arm length is way bigger than your little
No,
feet.
it's not. My feet stop right here. It's
Be quiet.
you can't tell me I did it.
So is that true for everybody?
What is
Uh-huh.
it?
The arm to feet ratio?
Yep. Do it. Go home and do it. Do it
I
on
am.
camera.
Look, you see me. I thought about it. I was like, yeah.
Do it on
I'm
camera.
a-
Go
yeah.
on. What was the dark skinned guy saying? Because Miles wanted to drink his coffee out of a spoon.
No, and it's tea, and I'm supposed to do this in my teaspoon. No.
Yeah, sure.
No, but seriously, that's why nobody like your ass.
I'm like, okay, sure.
See, she said it. Miss Maria said it was the largest power outage in the U.S. history, rolled across much of the Northeast from Detroit to New York.
Okay.
I told you that.
So it was in
on the east.
2003.
I said okay, but I know it did hit some of the southeast as well. Okay.
I'm glad we all still alive.
Yeah, right. I mean, well,
We made it.
Mama, I made it.
Okay, we made it.
it was cool for me. I just had to stop driving and get on the
Yeah,
bike.
people-
That was it.
People said that they had a time they were outside enjoying family, just chilling.
It was fun.
outside.
It was fun for me.
I was outside.
Yeah.
It was the best barbecuing I ever done.
In the dark, crispy,
Yeah.
crunchy.
I mean, because it was just everybody. You smelled barbecue more in those 4 days than you probably smelled in the whole next 2
Well, yeah,
years.
because people had to use that food.
That's
Right.
true, dog. That's all I was asking about the DTE reimbursement.
People had to use that food.
Shout out to Pequet Market. When Pequet Market realized they was about to run all that food, they just came outside like, listen, Y'all coming to ribs half off, hamburger meat.
Might as well.
But COVID wasn't bad either. I enjoyed COVID time.
I enjoyed COVID.
I mean, no disrespect to those that got sick, but I enjoyed
COVID
it as far as
different.
the world sitting
I felt
down.
like it finally slowed down a little bit for me, and I was like, "Whoa!"
I never forget. Me and my girlfriend riding down the freeway. We was like, "Ain't one car passes. This shit's spooky."
Yeah.
Right. And we was going to the studio because I told her in the middle of the day, I was like, I'm changing my name to podcasting. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm going to take measurements and all that stuff. And we just going to the freeway, riding down the lodge. I'm like, ain't one.
Riding down the street in my 6'4".
Riding down the lodge and not one car passes.
Yeah.
So this shit do not feel right. I feel like
it was Detroit, like the city downtown was weird. It felt like it was like a movie or something. But everything else, like I enjoyed that we got to slow down. Yeah. And I feel like people were nicer.
Yeah.
And they were a little bit
they had
more
time
like
and money.
Compassion.
They had time and money. Those are two things that we don't really get that much of, time and money.
I noticed a big switch with black people speaking to each other.
Yeah.
In passing. In passing. That was the most I've ever talked to strangers in my life.
Yeah, we were out of survival mode and everybody was mentally going through it.
We was in survival mode.
I don't think that we necessarily were. People were getting unemployment. They were offered their jobs. They had a chance to focus on entrepreneurship, scams.
It was a lot of scamming balls.
That was after the money came. I'm talking about during.
We talking about during.
No, while real COVID was going on.
This is the real thing.
No.
In 20. Because it started at the end of 19 around December-ish, December-ish, and then it hit in 20.
No, it officially started in the end of February of 2020.
We talking about
COVID.
It didn't start then. That was the second wave. The first wave was in November, December, and then people passed from that.
Nobody knew it was COVID.
They didn't know it was COVID, but it was here.
It was here,
And I know that because my people had it.
Because
they just didn't know what it was.
They was calling it walking pneumonia.
Yeah, they was calling it pneumonia. Because my cousin was actually in the hospital, and they said that she had double pneumonia. And my mom went to see her. This was right around in November, December. My mom went to see her. Then my mom got sick. 2019, and I thought she was up out of here. And then
why are you looking at me?
And then with 2020 hit, so
they're all against me.
No, Chanie's right. It was towards the end of 2019.
I'm agreeing with you, but it wasn't officially.
It didn't sound
called,
like
it wasn't officially called COVID until February.
Miles, but we knew what it was.
Nobody knew. Chanie, you knew.
They actually called it that though.
No, they didn't know. Well, I didn't hear.
COVID been around for a minute.
That's what I'm saying.
But they didn't call it COVID.
It was just the first wave, second wave. Whoever it didn't hit the first wave, it got you on the second.
On my daughter,
because I got the second.
On my daughter,
I didn't get got at all.
Right.
Yeah, well, for the mass majority, whoever they didn't get the first wave,
and they didn't get me neither. But so on my daughter's birthday, October 19th, they said it was 85,000 cases of walking pneumonia in the metropolitan area.
But it was really COVID.
It was really, but that was the beginning of COVID. That's what I said. I was like 85,000. How do 85,000 people get walking pneumonia?
In 19, right? That's what I'm saying.
When they didn't have a name for it, people were still living. I feel like once they put the name to it, then that's when you started.
Because everybody had this, and the hospitals got extra incentive for saying that they had so many COVID cases.
Because they were lying.
And they were running out of spaces in the emergency room. People had to,
because heart disease, cancer, all that stuff just went out the door.
That's what I'm saying. They got incentives for having COVID cases.
It was a lot of doctors that left hospitals because they were told to lie about the condition.
They were, and they had to be vaccinated to be on the forefront. A lot of people weren't going for that either.
Yeah.
So they lost a lot of nurses.
I just heard yesterday one of the girls who at her job made her get the vaccination, and they found out that she had cancer. Some rare form of cancer that no one knows about, never heard about, and it was all due to the vaccine.
It's called vaccine cancer.
See?
That's why I said I'm not putting it in my body.
Yeah. I want I'm
just not gonna work.
I don't even like taking medication.
I don't like taking medication either. I'm not putting that in my body.
So what I've learned, the more I take medication, the sicker I get. Right?
Yeah, because it's not to heal you.
I suppose it's some of my medications I'm supposed to take 3 times a day. Right? When I do it, it'd be terrible for me. Right? Like some of the days you do see me just nodding off is because I done had like 3 doses of my medication.
Oh, so you be high?
No, I'd be tired. I mean, that shit wear down your
Could
body.
be a mixture of both.
Yeah, plus sugar. So,
doctors are legal drug dealers.
They are.
Yeah, that's it.
I just saw a dude posted on
legally.
A dude posted it on his Instagram, and he was like, "I told the chick I was a drug dealer." She was like, "Oh, I love drug dealers," and he said, "Yeah, but it's legal," meaning he was a doctor. Sir,
Yeah. Well,
why are you going around telling people that?
Well, he not wrong.
Whatever
And-
whatever helps get that action.
That's a conversation starter. You do what? What kind of? And then he's going to
Look at
detail.
you.
I want to know.
If you told me he was a drug dealer, I would have ran the other way.
Rhea said yes, Shannon's correct, but no one knew what it was in late 2019. It wasn't official until after Kobe died.
She gonna put it around Kobe.
No, bro. 'Cause when there was a
Okay. After Kobe passed.
say that's
After
the
Kobe
win.
passed, that's when we.
So that's what we know. Well,
no, I'm gonna be very honest with you. When everything was going on, I was still traveling.
With COVID.
No, yeah.
So was
yeah.
I. I was traveling.
I didn't give a fuck.
I was
right?
on movie sets. I was living life. Like I didn't care.
From June to June, from June 19 all the way up to February, probably March. The first week of March, matter of fact, of 2020, I was on 68 flights.
Yeah, because that was right before the shutdown. Because I think the shutdown happened around March.
Yeah, the shutdown
officially happened in March.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
It officially shut down in March because they shut down our movie set.
Yeah.
And 313 Day was 313 Day. That was the only year 313 Day did not exist.
But it was difficult. It was very difficult to find water.
Yeah.
Difficult. I mean, we were struggling to find water.
People were acting like the zombie apocalypse.
I don't understand why they always gotta take the essentials, like you said, the toilet tissue, the toilet paper.
And the toilet paper is not a fucking essential. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, like how much shitting do you plan on doing?
Listen, if we in the house, it's better to be safe than sorry. We in this thing. We is locked
But we
in.
still had house party, like we still had little house gatherings.
Over
like we still was we really like me and my friends was together.
Over FaceTime. Yeah, nah. The old people in my family was hilarious, dog. I swear. Dog.
They swore by that mask.
No, and look, this was what's sad. It's people to this day that still wear that damn mask.
I see it.
I be like, yo, do you not trust yourself?
Yeah,
or something?
it was the people with them in the car with themselves.
No, it was the people that was in the car together with masks on. I'm like, y'all cheating. That's the first thing I'm just messing around.
I do think if you're on a plane, I do think you should wear a mask.
No, when he's serving my food, yes.
On the plane, you should wear a mask.
Well, I'm
because the air is the same air.
It is
the same air.
It's like you roll the window down, so yeah.
Same air.
Actually, gets circulated better.
That's what they say. Is it filtered?
Yeah, the air in the plane gets circulated.
I don't want to be on there.
I don't think it's filtered on Spirit, but go ahead.
Okay.
They call it spearmint.
Okay, make sure you use your point.
Next to someone that doesn't have the best smell.
Oh man,
your mask is always better to wear.
That's true.
So hold on, let me tell you something funny real quick. And I hope Pooter not
watching.
watching.
It can get hot out here.
I hope Pooter not watching. But listen, so yesterday, this guy he smelled like a dirty couch. He jumped in front of her mother, right?
Oh.
So her mother like, at least you don't jump from me. At least smell good. I was like, I said, see, don't do that. See, because if you get hit, you're just gonna get hit. But my daughter watching, I gotta protect you.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
We gotta be a family here.
Right. So it was funny.
Mom, I'm not going out with you.
No,
it was funny. So
I need to protect
yourself. Save
her
yourself.
sister was behind her, like like she was ready to jump, right? So I was like, "Hey y'all, chill out. We good, right?" So we kept walking.
This at the graduation.
Okay. So we kept walking, and her little funky ass cousins came up hugging them, and I was like, "I just saw you acting like you ain't smell that."
Where that energy at?
Hey, to my people, hey, chill out. I'm pulling to the side.
No, she ain't say that. She's like, "Yeah, I'm mad too, but I had to hug."
That's what I'm pulling to the side later. Don't worry about that.
You gotta learn. People gotta learn how to hold their breath for the stanky family members now.
People gotta learn how to hug.
Yeah, that too.
Because
you know what I'm saying?
The little pet.
I don't like. Cause see, some people be taller than me, and then I got to go under the shoulder.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
No, I go to the side with the shoulder and the pet.
There you go.
Chanie, you ain't going no goddamn way. Shut up.
I am.
I'm going in.
I do the little pet.
Chanie like, just bring it in.
I don't two hands.
Don't pat me on the back, cause I feel like you really don't want to hug me.
Right.
Well, it depends on who it is.
The pat on the back.
It depends.
Don't pat me.
I'm a person that I don't.
I feel like the pat.
No,
that's disrespectful.
No, the pat on the back if I don't want to really hug you, or I feel like that's just
the thing to do. Like you're a fucking poodle.
No, it's not.
He's right. I don't like the
Neither said explain the topic.
It's a respectable hug.
Nidra, we don't let our super producer explain the topic.
So pretty much it's self-sufficiency killing our yeah, exactly. It's killing our community. Pretty much that individualism, individualized thought process of just being for you, about you, and not really caring about others, just doing everything by yourself, is that killing our community, essentially.
Yeah. So
I think it's hard sometimes to care about the community.
It's really hard to care about the community.
Especially when we keep killing each other.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think you reach a point where sometimes it's like they just don't get it.
Or they don't care themselves.
Or they don't care themselves, and then you just have the effort attitude. Like, forget it. I'm just gonna worry about me and mine. You know what I'm saying?
And that's so disappointing because you don't ever want to do that.
Well,
I think our community makes you want to do it.
But you don't want to because that's not letting you be your authentic self.
Sometimes
that's disappointing.
Those things are self-inflicted. There was a young lady who lived on our block. She had epilepsy real bad. She had like 3 to 4 children. No, she had 4 children. And then she used to always look at everybody mean. She was home by herself, right? Nobody seen her. She run to having a grandma seizure in the house. Her kids come home and find her. So the kids like, can somebody help us? And people like, shit, well, why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it took the eldest person, the most eldest person on our block to walk over there. And then they say, hey, y'all, we need some help. Nah, I need whoever, you know. And when she came, when she got herself together, like, I'm going to say about half a year.
Okay.
Because it was damn near like summertime. She came and told people thank you. You know what I mean? Because the doctor did tell her she could die. And it was the things that was inflicted with her that the reason why she wasn't friendly. The reason why she didn't come out and talk to people. The reason why she said, half y'all remind me of my family, and I hate my family.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So people got to understand.
So you said that's self-inflicted.
Yeah. When I say it's
because it's like she was projecting.
Yeah. That's exactly
because if somebody reminds you of your family, you gonna naturally you gonna close yourself off from them.
That's true.
So I mean, I wouldn't personally because even though the family members I don't like, I can still deal with them. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, you
that
think
emotional
that
intelligence.
Our community is still dealing with trauma. And all type of unresolved issues.
We're dealing with the Diddy effect. I mean, like, did they do it? Did they not do it? It's crazy because people don't understand. A lot of families go through shit.
Yeah, Nidra Spencer said, well, that's the theme of the Western culture. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very individualistic
it was that video
society.
like you sent me where they're pretty much like, hey, do I help my friends or family first, or do I just worry about me and my family? They said I would focus on my family and me first.
No, so okay, I know what you're talking about. The video. So it was a black guy, it was a white.
Help me!
Thanks. So the black guy was basically saying the mentality of the difference between whites and blacks. So he was saying that if there were 8 pieces, like it's 8 people, right, and it's 8 pieces of things here, he said that the black guy said he would make sure everybody would get one. Right. And the white guy was saying he wouldn't make sure everybody would get one. He would make sure that his family got theirs first. And then after they got what they got, then they would give it to other people. So what he was saying, blacks are always concerned about
everybody else. If you can't look out for your family, how you going to look out for everybody else is my thing.
So that's what he was saying. Like, this is how, like, their minds are and how they think. And it's interesting because I don't think it's just the white people, it's Arabics when I talk to them, the Indians when I talk to them, like they're always concerned, like they're always concerned about theirs. But I think it's really difficult, and I don't know like the in-depth details with them and what they do. I'm sure it happens in their communities, but just within our own communities, a lot of the women have been molested by people that they trusted in their family. You know what I'm saying? So like we're dealing with that. We've had a lot of church hurt within the black community. So like in the black community, we don't know who to trust.
And I'm gonna tell you, I just came up with this word as a cultural vortex. That's what we stuck in between. And the same thing what I was trying to explain on girth. Everybody kept talking about biblical this, biblical that, right? Let's just take the Bible out of it. Now what do you have?
Right.
You feel me? So if you don't have, you can't talk about chickens and dealing with money. You know, we really be talking about apples and oranges a lot of times, unless you look at the principles of the Bible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is what God honors.
Right. So if you sit up, because everybody we was talking about husband and wife. Well, really don't say too much about a husband in the Bible. You know, too much. You know what I mean?
But he's supposed to love you as Christ loves his church. So you're supposed to do what Christ does. That's what the husband does.
Right.
Yeah.
So when a woman don't see that in the man, she shouldn't marry him.
Exactly.
So
Point blank and period.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's what I said. Let's get that out of there, because there ain't no woman don't look at men like that majority of the time.
And that's all I'm looking at.
Right. But I'm talking about that's you out of the million.
And on top of that, you're definitely an anomaly. Ain't too many women gonna admit that.
Yeah. So when
He can't protect nothing.
So what I'm saying. So with the cultural vortex, let's take all the bullshit out of it. We want to be African sometimes and want to be American all the time, and that shit be fucked up, because we living in the bullshit. We are all fucking delusional.
Yeah. In America. Yes, keep that clear.
Because it's not in the African culture. Everybody's family.
Yes.
Yeah.
You feel me? It ain't no cousins, is it? That's my
they
brother.
They speak Igbo.
But that's, you my brother, you my sister, right? And if you have a derogatory name, you call a person, everyone understand why they calling you that, right?
Yeah.
It's the same in the Arabic community and things like that. Like once you're family, and they deal with each other.
Yeah.
They don't deal with banks.
Right.
This is why everybody makes the type of money that they make.
Yeah.
You pay each other, so I buy from you.
Yeah.
You pay me, I pay you. Like that's how they work, because everybody is family.
That's how it should be.
So yeah, but again,
not in America.
Not in America.
Because we all think we want to get ahead.
Wait a minute. Every time you've been in both buildings, you've been in 3 buildings. You always see Ukrainians working here in the buildings.
Oh, that's what they are, Ukrainians?
Yeah.
I knew they were of that. I didn't know.
I thought more so Russian or something.
Yeah, in that area, right? But here what you have. You have people who understand. They're very dangerous.
I'm scared of them.
Because they don't play about who they are.
No, they know exactly who they are.
They know exactly who they are and where they come from. So when you see them, you best believe they are working together. There's no separatism or separation when it comes to them.
Right.
Okay? That's why it should be like for us. You know what I mean? I got to ask you something off the subject real quick. I know you got something serious to talk about, but starting next week, can we get y'all 2 in the lounge like we had the
I just told
you.
Yeah,
we talked about that off at lounge. Yeah. So
it's
we
gonna be
on
the following week.
Okay.
Tim will be guest hosting for me next week.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, following week. No,
in a minute, Tim.
There's a video where there's the black guy. You know who he is. He the rich black guy. I can't think of his name. It's not Myron Goldwyn. It's another one.
Robert Smith.
I think it's him.
Okay.
If he's into tech and all that type of
stuff. Robert Smith.
I think that's him. And he was saying that there's a difference between black confidence and then black identity, right? So he was saying like over here in America, like they have like this sense of confidence,
right?
But in like the Caribbean and like over in the African cultures, those type of blacks, he was like they have identity.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So they know who they are, and over here we know who we are. Yeah,
we play.
But yeah, over here it's sad because black girls grow up with the standard of beauty of white women.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now white women, now white women act just like they from the hood. Like I remember hearing
that's true.
I remember overhearing a conversation. I think I was at my stepdaughter's her cheer competition or something. And I heard these girls talking behind me. I could have sworn they was black. I turned around, blonde hair, blue eyes. Yeah. I'm like, what?
Because
they make us hate ourselves and love their wealth. That's why. I don't know what I'm
Go ahead. What'd you say?
Now you grew up with both parents. You ain't supposed to be talking with your mouth full. The hell?
It's actually wrong. That was really good too.
Shout out to the great piece.
Yo, they're really good. I mean, it's just so much deeper than that.
Yeah.
Like the main thing that was destroyed for us was family.
Yeah.
And
we perpetuate it. We keep doing it.
We keep doing it.
Yep, Nidra said black Americans have been robbed of our original sense of community.
Because you know when I watched that video when that guy said that, it made me think that we naturally, as like the black community, like we think of family.
Yeah.
So for us to want to share and do something like that's what we think. Like you know what I'm saying? And we still like that. That's why we let people come over to the barbecues. Oh yeah, come on up.
Get a plate.
Yeah.
Take something
You're
to
not
go.
welcome.
So
Yeah. But then when you say that though, you mean you like
But no, everybody not invited.
Everybody should not be invited.
Everybody can't.
Think about it. We accept all types of things within our community.
And we shouldn't.
We should not
I think our kindness is what messed us up in the first place.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's what all comes with being mean or being
stuff.
you just be outcast.
But some truth, the truth is,
and you will be an outcast around here.
That's true. Because you know that mean girl narrative.
We have lost our way. If you ever seen it as a cartoon with Bugs Bunny, was like he had the guineas, whatever the Africans they were doing.
No, I didn't take it that to. I didn't take it to bleep bleep bleep. That's all, folks. I didn't go that far.
And so it was one thing where he went to the left, right? But it wasn't until he painted his face and put his bone in the nose to where they was following him, because he was acting like them and he just got in the front of the line.
Right.
And then
I ain't never seen this episode.
Yeah, but next thing you know,
they did that on Pirates of the Caribbean too.
Okay, and so Bugs Bunny was like, they lost their way. And people thought the shit was hilarious, as kids.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
But that motherfucker was telling the truth.
Yeah, you understand cartoons a lot more when you get older.
It was the same with Avatar, right?
Yes.
And that's why they were...
The new one or the first one?
The first one.
Okay.
Avatar. She was like, who is this? Okay. Jake Sully. I like that movie.
At least I sound like the people.
That's what she was saying. Jake Sully. But anyway, they were really like protective of their land because the white people were trying to infiltrate them and try to be like the avatars and all this other stuff. And then as you can see, once they start sharing Ewa, they were trying to take it from them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and then they start fighting. Like, go watch Avatar, because if the avatars were actually black Africans, it was black people that play avatars.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
really?
But, I mean,
Avatar was about us.
Yeah.
Really? Because when I saw it was like beige.
What?
That wasn't the right one?
What the hell did you watch?
Avatars with the blue people.
You watched the Temu version.
I don't know.
No, but if you
they were beige. They had like blue costumes, but
those were the white people infiltrating the actual avatars. The avatars were actually black.
So I didn't see the original.
I don't know what you saw, but
that's crazy.
There is a breakdown of the actual avatar, and they explain like the whole world was like Africa, and it had all of this richness in it, and the avatars were actually black, and most of them were black actors.
Wow.
And like the white people were trying to be like them so that they can come in and steal AY, because AY was healing, which was like the spirituality, all of that type of stuff. So just go watch Avatar. Like, that's how deep it was.
Yeah. I never did watch the second one. I'm gonna check that one out too.
So the first one was the actual movie.
The second one is a movie as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
AY.
Yeah, no, the one I was talking about was a cartoon, so that's probably the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They didn't even want them in the community though. They were telling them to stay away, that they were fake and all this other stuff, and they were being protective. But what happened was they were trying to be like, "Oh no, we're friends, we're this, we're that," and they were really trying to take over.
Zootopia is one of my favorite movies too. Zootopia, they basically about racism. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. It was cool how they did it.
But racism, really, in my opinion, it's taught.
Yeah, it definitely taught.
So it's not even a real thing.
Because kids can play together of all different races and be okay.
And it's another thing too. Like, I think racism is really like a bunch of broke people shit. Honestly, I don't think that goes on and when the higher you go up. I don't think nobody cares. I think the only color people care about is green. That's it. I don't think they care about all of that.
I think in America, that's what the only people they care about.
It's green.
Like I think it's weird that it's even a thing. Like who cares about the skin complexion of somebody else?
I feel like that has to be put in place though, because we all can't make the same level of green. Because then we'll feel like we all on the same level.
But
they won't ever let that be.
But what's funny though? What's funny to me though is that when white people go through nigga shit, they don't consider themselves to be niggas, but they are.
Oh no, they just consider that life.
No, but the people, the white people that got money, they look down on them. They look at them like they us or people lesser than. I should say.
Do you think that there's ever going to be a solution within the black community
for
togetherness, for us to move forward, for us to go back to family, for us to actually have successful. I mean, like, I know in Atlanta, you know, that's pretty much like,
yeah,
you know,
no,
where the black millionaires are, even though there's black millionaires everywhere. But do y'all think we're ever going to get to the community like this, like how the Arab community is strong in the Korean? Y'all don't ever think that?
No, not until we get put in a position to do such a thing. And unfortunately, I hate to say this, but it's gonna have to be something like very dire. Like, we gonna have to work together to fight somebody else or something. And I think after that happens, if that happens, that's the only way we gonna build a community. We probably won't be around to see it, but I think that's the only way it's gonna happen. Other than that, it's not. Like, I remember a guy in the army. He told me, he said he don't understand racism. He said, I'm sitting here next to an Asian guy, a Spanish guy, black guy. These are all my brothers. We all had to watch each other's back, kill somebody else, all of that. He said, I don't get racism. And I was like, you know what? That's probably the only thing that's going to help.
Because they looked at it from a different perspective.
If we got to go to war, that's the only way I feel like that'll kill it.
That's true. Because you got to think about it like this. When our family meet, 9 times out of 10 is for something that's not the best of situations. But that's what gets us together and united. So I do understand what you're saying. Like, unless we have to, we won't. Or unless we see more examples of actual togetherness and it works. And, this is how life could be if we all stuck together. Yeah. Unless we have those examples, I don't really think so. Because people going to be thinking like, hey, I'm just going to use this as a stepping stone. Yeah, I'm gonna work with them, but I'm gonna eventually break off and do my own thing.
So do you think that they're gonna be successful in erasing history with us in it?
They already do it now.
I was just about to say because they've already started erasing stuff that they don't want us to know.
I saw some movie with
there's no textbooks.
It was supposed to be Egyptians and they was all white. I'm like, what?
Oh, so who fault do you think that is?
That's us. That's on. I put that on us. Because why are we not rewriting? Why are we not doing the real stories behind stuff?
But we can, though. We don't necessarily have to write them, but we can make it where it's more talked about and taught.
Know the real stories?
That's it. Everybody got their own different.
And everybody rewrite them.
And everybody got their own different ideology of what the past looks like. You talk to a couple different people, they may have like, okay, some stuff may line up, but they may be like, no, this was this, or they was here first. Or
so then, do you think black unity even exists?
No.
I believe it.
We weren't taught.
I think it existed until it got demolished.
No, you don't have to be taught unification.
I think
you have to recognize your own struggles.
Because if you see nothing but division, you gonna continue to divide.
You don't. See,
I ate on that.
No, you didn't.
I did though.
All you ate was that sausage, bacon, cheese, whatever that was.
That sounded good in the 8th grade, right? Yeah. But when
a lot of stuff sound good to us. Like Dorian said it the other day. He was like, a lot of stuff sound good to the broken mentality of us. Yeah. And a lot of stuff really just is just words. So that's why I asked the question, does black unity even really exist? Or are we just keep talking about something that we're not even trying to be ourselves?
Yeah. I don't think we're trying, but I think we have identified that it's an issue. But I don't think.
But that's the problem right there. How you gonna identify it's an issue and we not doing nothing about the issue?
I mean, I feel like if we knew the solution offhand, we would be doing it. That is gonna take time.
But that takes a lot of people to come together.
Exactly.
You gotta think. Exactly. We got a lot of egos.
Exactly.
We got too many chiefs, not enough Indians. It's too much of that going on. Yeah. So that's what's gonna make it hard.
We can't even come together with the ones that's actually doing something.
Right.
That we see. We talk about. I hate to use celebrity, but we talk about them and dog them through the mud. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're doing something and we talk about that. So that's what I'm saying. Does black unity really exist?
I think it existed at one point, but it don't exist now.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's just like, you know what? But it's 10:30, so let's go to break right quick. We'll be right back. Y'all watching the Rise and Grind Show.
He like, we're gonna take.
He like, this get too deep. No, let's change it.
Well, because we like he said, we BS a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, do everything like.
Okay, we're gonna break it.
But some people,
so right now,
greatest craft.
Yeah, let's go to a break and then bring it back.
Okay.
Yeah, because right now we about to go through a podcast where, and y'all gonna trip out. I'll talk to you off air.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Is that why you so focused on that?
Are you an indie podcast or content creator looking to reach a wider audience? Look no further. Introducing Podcasting, the ultimate podcast network designed exclusively for indie creators like you. At Podcasting, we believe in the power of unique voices and fresh perspectives. We're here to amplify your passion and creativity, connecting you with a growing community of engaged listeners who crave original content. Podcasting is more than just a platform. It's a support system built for indie podcasters, offering a range of resources to help you succeed. From tailored promotional campaigns to professional production assistance, we're here to help you shine. Our intuitive platform makes it easy for you to be seen and heard. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just show up and create. Plus, with our advanced analytics, you'll gain valuable insights into your audience's preferences, allowing you to refine your content and grow your fan base. Ignite your passion, expand your reach, and thrive with podcasting. Visit our website at www.podcastinglife.com to get started. Podcasting, the home for indie podcasts and content creators.
I pray that my love for you is bigger than what my parents have.
So you must be my daughter's new friend?
Candy, let me ask you a question.
Oh, so this him? This the man that comforts you more than me?
Mama, all men ain't like daddy.
That's not fair.
So I'm gonna be like Queen Latifah and these bitches set it off. I ain't risking my life for no $2,000. We got $1 million in the hood. Somebody gonna fuck around and rob that motherfucker. We see a bitch and smack a bitch.
Hey, real quick, I know you guys are enjoying the show. Yes, we are always having a good time on the Rise and Grind show. But please, do me a favor. Go to YouTube, type in Rise and Grind Morning Show. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Therefore, you can always be in tune with our live content and interact with us, be in the comments, and we can keep bringing dope, hot content to you. Now, we're going right back to the show.
From the looks of it, look like Todd was sitting in Brittany's seat and Brittany was sitting. Anyway, welcome back to the Rise and Grind Morning Show, y'all.
Look at my arm though. I've been in the gym. Okay, I'm sorry. You can see the cut coming out of that. Okay. I've been in that gym.
You was sitting in the bathroom, I'm like, what's
So,
wrong?
Oh no, I'm talking about my cut. You see the cut on the arms, baby. I've been working out.
so what I'm gonna say about the community and individualism is the same thing I said about the film world.
Oh Lord, we back there again.
I'm sorry. Then we'll jump to the podcast world. There's so many worlds that we're not even involved with no more.
The world of media.
Yeah, and no one is working together. I ain't talking about being in the same facility. Something just happened. Yeah.
I think that's you.
No. Okay.
It's definitely you.
Shout out to Apple.
Apple.
Or Cricket, whoever. No, something just happened.
Yeah.
That's y'all.
You got T-Mobile?
Ain't nothing happened on my phone yet.
That's
I
what
got
I'm saying.
T-Mobile.
Look.
I got T-Mobile as well.
I'm still up.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm still. I'm good
the way to be.
You said keep trying.
Okay.
Keep trying.
Stay up.
Mama made it.
No,
Okay.
so the individualism, I think the best of the best need to come together and do a film.
Okay.
Right? I think.
You talking about here or just in general?
In general, no matter how they are, right? Do I sense Antoine Fuqua and Ryan Coogler doing something together?
Antoine who?
Fuqua.
Who is that?
Fuqua. He the one who did
Just tell me.
Saying his name, he gonna do
Italian Job. He did.
Oh, that was the shit. I like the Italian Job.
Ocean 11.
Okay.
So,
now we're there.
Okay.
But he's a black guy. So now, do I see him and Ryan Coogler doing something together? Hell yeah. Do I see
that could be great?
Do I see Jordan Peele and Ryan Coogler doing something together? Yes.
Jordan Peele is very talented.
Yeah.
But do I see somebody like Spike doing something with nobody?
Tyler Perry?
No, I think Tyler Perry might come together with somebody. Now,
I thought he gonna collab with somebody.
Now, if him and Ryan Coogler do something together,
I don't see that happening.
It would have to be somebody of his name status.
I think when Tyler Perry is ready to tap in a different realm, then yeah. But right now, no. But
yeah, a Madea movie about to come out though. I think it's one with like an airlines or him flying.
Yeah, she's going to another country.
It's called Spherical.
No, because somebody's getting married. I saw it.
Yeah, I think now those are the ones I like.
But see,
when Madea,
but people got to understand what Madea was about. Madea was comedy.
Yeah,
exactly. A comic relief for real life issues.
So that's what
it gave you a way to laugh through your pain.
But no, everybody had a grandmama like somebody had a grandmama like that.
You was able to laugh through your pain. It was real.
I might be the grandma like that.
Yeah.
It was real, okay?
But again,
and they respected her.
That's something different. But
baby, you need to go gargle. But I can see you doing it. You tell one of your grandkids that.
I tell them not. Hey.
Okay, and your teeth.
Go brush your teeth.
Yep, brush that tongue.
It takes Paige to tell you about it. I have to bring your brush surgery 3 times a day. Tell all my business. That's why I'm telling nothing. Anyway,
you act like everybody want to tell your damn business.
She's the only one that wants to tell all my business.
My business.
But as far as that, I think a lot of them work together in Hollywood. They just don't tell you that they work together in Hollywood.
That's true.
Yeah. Because they don't need to. They more so like, hey, the finished product. And a lot of people are okay with being behind the scenes. So that's a lot of stuff happens.
A lot of people didn't know that they shot the Endgame at Tyler Perry Studio.
They did a lot of stuff in the studio. Because even Ryan Coogler has been in his studio. He did some of the Black Panther there.
Shout out.
But I want to say, did Regina King direct She the People? Did she do an episode? Okay.
Yeah. She did a couple of episodes.
Yeah, so like they work together in that sense. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
but that's what I'm talking about. That's why.
But I thought you meant like him and Ryan Coogler making a movie together. Is that what you mean by collabing? Because I feel like he collabs.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like that too, right? But I think here's the biggest. This is what I've learned almost like 20 years ago. Nobody knew that Apple was fucking with Microsoft. Nobody knew that the Intel processor was a Macintosh computers 3 years afterwards, right?
Good, that ain't nobody's business.
Hold on. So let me show you something. Once they announced that they was working together, everybody was like, "Wow!" It was a big thing in the computer world. The truth of the matter is,
you must have been the only one there because we wasn't there.
No, I mean everybody.
Samsung helped some shit with iPhones. So
not Samsung.
Who was it?
Microsoft.
No. Somebody else after Microsoft would help design something for Apple.
Apple. Samsung became a supplier for the screen.
Is that why so many similarities?
Yeah.
In the phone?
Well, the whole thing that Apple owns the patents to the majority of anything dealing with a digital phone.
Okay, so you said once they started working together, then what?
What happened was people started saying like, "Damn, it's really no big use little eyes." You know what I mean? It's like we all need each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And in the computer world, they realize whatever you have in your phone, I can still use it, but we could use an API, and I just give you a percentage of, a point of a percent of whatever.
Yeah.
In order to make it so it could be a good phone. Right?
That would be dope.
But for our individualism, we have to realize when people ask me about podcasts, I tell them, but they be wanting.
Or if they don't ask about podcasts, you still tell them.
I see this for you.
Yeah,
you still tell them.
Yeah, but one thing I don't do is I'm not gonna argue about it.
Right.
Man, you need a $3,000 camera. Okay.
If you say so, buddy.
My mom came here. She had no idea that it was just iPad.
Right.
Yeah. She was like, "Oh, that's the setup." I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "I thought y'all was like in this." I'm like, no. She was like, "Wow, I didn't know."
It's not even necessary.
Real.
And wait till they see what we're about to do in the coming months.
I'm not saying nothing because I didn't know we were doing anything.
They're gonna be looking like,
okay.
See, I don't like to tell nobody nothing. I just like to.
I like that. Yeah. I like that too. I like that too. I don't like too much talking.
So Miles just talking. We don't know what he's talking about.
Right.
He just running his mouth.
Yeah. So listen. So the self-sufficiency thing, the individualism and community, I think you need to cut out and find the strongest person in environment, find the strongest person in communication, and then they get a group, and then we can all work together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what do you think would be strong in communication? Like what would that person look like?
I think he would look like Mason.
Mesa?
Yeah, I think he would be. I think we need either somebody like Mason or.
Oh, you said Mason.
Yeah.
I thought you said Mesa. I was probably from Incognito.
That can reach the masses.
No, just the people respect.
Okay.
So people is not going to follow nobody they don't respect.
That's true.
Okay, so Mason
even if they're the best cure for them.
So he's a communicator.
He's the best communication for communications.
For communications.
Yeah.
And then what you said?
Media.
And you said farming.
Farming. I don't know who that is.
Now, why did you mention farming?
Because we need food.
Shout out to
Gotcha.
Shout out to Chef Z.
Chef Z, yeah.
Oh my God. Ty, you missed it.
What? He really did.
What's that?
Yeah, because I think she does.
The food from last
She
Friday.
does gardening.
She does, but it's actual farm owners here.
Yeah, that's Chef Z. Yeah, she made the best grits in the world.
I ain't gonna lie, the grits was busting.
What else did you eat? Because I'm curious.
I got two plates.
She had salmon croquettes.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Get out that shell.
Everybody's so excited.
Get out that shell, Chanie.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mama Shu.
Yeah.
Her son was killed almost 4 years ago. 3-4 years
She
ago.
said my son was killed. I saw who did it. I told the authorities no arrest. Help me, Mama Shu.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he was murdered?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they never did nothing about it?
No, she's still fighting. And they know who did it. The guy's in prison right now. And she's trying to keep him there.
Oh, got you.
Yeah. And what's going on in Lauren Park?
Yes.
Oh, that's this weekend?
Yes, LM Healing Umbrella Mental Health and Wellness Fairs, the 3rd annual. It is going to be at O'Brien Park. This is the first year they're going to have it outside. The address is 11938 East McNichols, Detroit, Michigan 48205. Please contact Ms. Morgan at 313-526-4000 for more information.
Shout out to the Healing Umbrella. They gave me an award. You know what I mean? Chanie surprised me. So she said, come to this thing.
He's so hard to get to do something
and just
for.
dress nice.
Oh, that was the thing.
Yeah, I couldn't tell him, but I'm just like, just show up.
The thing that we was on the phone with?
Yeah.
I'm like,
because you was like, I'm supposed to be there. I said, well, you late now.
Yeah.
Right.
He gonna always be late.
I'm like, Mouse, you should have let, I'm going off.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's dope, and I really wish it was a lot of other things outside of what Calvin Mann is doing with men, right? Because I feel like the mental health illness, mental health awareness, is usually so focused on women.
Yeah.
And it's like we need our men to heal as well.
Do you think it's because women are more vocal that they may need help and are going through things? So that's who people who are looking to help more so.
I don't even think it's that they're vocal. I just think that our men just don't feel safe around us.
Yeah.
That's
unfortunate. Do you feel like that's for both parties? We don't feel safe around them. They don't feel safe around us.
I think women are a little bit more safe around men. I think men aren't safe around women.
But I have a
I
have a question though. Like, do men want to, I guess, be safe, or are you guys just so wired to be the provider and the one that's keeping someone safe?
So when we say safe, we don't mean safe like somebody like
we talking about with their emotions, their feelings, their thoughts.
Yeah.
So when they tell you a dream, you don't be like, oh nigga, you just dreaming.
Yeah.
Look, now I must go. What numbers was in there?
But I'm saying when they come to you with their dreams and their ideas and all, even when they come to you with the truth, even though we prefer for y'all to tell the truth, we gonna be mad.
Yeah.
We're gonna
That's
have
understandable,
attitude. But even how we react to that and how we respond, that's why some men can't tell us the truth, because we about to go off.
Yeah. Cause y'all go off without going off. Y'all go off with us telling
but
you
for
anything.
me, I feel like but
it's the delivery.
It ain't even a delivery. I think you should have an expectation, knowing like, I know she about to be mad. I know
that's
she about
just
to be
you
mad.
knowing your people.
So you know when I shift.
You just know your people.
You gotta know your people.
I shifted. You know I'm gonna be mad, but at the end of the day, I still think women, we do have to work on how we respond so that the men can feel safe around us. And everything doesn't require a response.
But that's when emotional intelligence kicks in too. So like
everything doesn't require a response.
You're right. And I had to learn that because I used to respond.
Doesn't require a response.
Thank
from
God.
us, but from y'all, almost y'all have to respond.
Yeah. Then I gotta go back.
Not to everything.
Not to everything, but I feel like
if we don't respond,
if y'all don't respond, it's an issue.
True.
So I feel like for y'all,
right?
Yeah.
For y'all, it's different.
We
like
just
y'all
need to chill the
have to
fuck out.
respond.
Right.
Like us, we have to know when and when not to respond.
True.
I mean, y'all do too.
I think we do too.
It's a certain like.
I think it's heavier on the men to do that than the women, because with women, y'all are more so expected to respond to whatever happened.
But I have a question though. Does that make from either party, does that make you upset when you don't get a response? Like for us, if the guy don't respond, or for y'all when the woman don't respond, does that make y'all upset? Even if you know that they may be doing it,
it don't make me upset.
You know,
It
to
depends on-
diffuse the situation at the moment.
See, it depends on what's going on, because if something's going on with me and he's not responding and it's bothering me, then I need to look at me like, okay, why is this making me so upset?
Right.
And I have to think like, okay, is him not responding? Am I feeling insecure in this area, or why am I feeling insecure? Like a lot of it, I have to check with myself, because a lot of the issues that we have is with ourselves, and your person who you're in a relationship with is just a mirror of you.
And sometimes you don't have to be in a relationship with somebody. Relationship could not have to be an
intimate relationship. It could just be friendships. But again, if I'm saying something and he's not responding the way that I feel like he should be responding, then I gotta check myself, because it's like, okay, why am I feeling insecure at this moment right now?
And I'm glad you said that. Like, we gotta get, well, not even we, women have to get out of that I feel syndrome.
Well, that's part of therapy.
Yeah, that's
Tell the therapist to stop telling us that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, I feel. So what I hear you saying is,
get out of that I feel.
But even though you know, because your feelings,
I'm not saying
your
they don't
feelings
matter.
are relevant, but they're not always real.
There you go.
So you have to ask the question, even when you. That's why I followed up. I'm feeling this way, but the next question is, why is this feeling present? So that's
it may take me a moment to think about that.
But you have to ask yourself why 7 times. So that's the real work, and that's the real issue. It's like, okay, why am I feeling this way? Like, I know that I'm feeling this way, but the question is why, and you have to answer the why.
I agree.
But majority of people don't even want to ask themselves anything,
because the majority of people don't want to be accountable for themselves.
They want to stay delusional.
And this is another thing that people are combating within our community. Right? Nobody, they like, oh, therapy this, therapy that, and there's so many people I know who done went through therapy and they still foolish and crazy and don't.
You know why? You know why they still foolish and crazy? Because they go into therapy.
This is good, y'all.
They're going to therapy lying. They're not telling the truth. They're not telling the truth in therapy.
Because I'm about to read that too. So
Miss Rhea sound crazy.
Miss Rhea had a point.
She did.
That's what I'm put it up.
They together, so that's how they know.
So Miss Rhea says, sadly, men come to women with sexual fantasies, not future reality. So we don't take them serious. And when I say we, I mean me. And she said also, and then after you check with yourself, what is the next step? After you see it's not just your feelings, but it's a pattern. And I agree with that, because it's like, okay, after that, now what? Right?
So you recognize the pattern. This is the work part that people are doing. Once I recognize the pattern, now I have to shift my thinking. So once I shift the thinking, now the pattern changes. That's the work part.
But what if it's past my thinking, though? What if it's just a thing that's...
I'll give you an example.
Yeah, go ahead.
Emotional shopper. I'm an emotional shopper. Okay. So I know right around the time I can.
Yeah.
Emotional shopper.
It's fine.
And I can recognize other emotional shoppers.
I'm laughing because I actually did that before. I was depressed.
I haven't even been shopping. Like, it's crazy. But anyways, so I recognize, like, okay, I'm having this emotion coming, and this, okay, why I had this emotion coming? What's going on? I recognize what's going on, and then shopping come. I be like,
that'll do it.
I'm not gonna do it today, and I don't do it. So now, like, when stuff happens, I'll be like, I'm not shopping.
Yeah,
I'm really not buying anything. Crazy.
What I was gonna say was, when we say, sadly, most men come to women with sexual fantasy, not future reality, right?
I don't believe that.
I kind of agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that. Here's why. People, when everybody tells somebody here sexual things, they're like, oh my God, there you go again. The truth of the matter is, it ain't no fucking fantasy. That's how life is. We are made up of sexuality. That's who the fuck we are. So,
I personally don't think every man be wanting to have sex with me. I don't think like that.
Wait,
I mean, that would be really naive not to think so. They do it at a certain point in time. I just don't want you to start with it.
Hold on. When a dude approaches you, you don't think he wants.
It's physical. Even if a dude say, "Hey, how you doing?" That don't necessarily mean that's what he wants from me.
But something went on in his mind to even prompt him to.
There was an attraction.
It was an attraction.
All he wants to sleep with me.
Right.
Huh?
Every dude that I find attractive, I don't want to sleep with him. He could just be that. He fine.
Do you compliment the dudes that you see that you don't want to?
Hey, how you doing? I'm not gonna say, hey, you look good. I'm just going, hey, how you doing? But I'm speaking. But I don't want to sleep with him. He just could be fine.
I get that, right? So but you can think he fine, but you essentially just speaking. That's what I'm saying. To him, he can have another.
So we was talking about what Rhea said. When men come to women, and if we do have sexual fantasies, right, and it is just sex, a woman has a choice to do it or don't.
Not only that, a woman has a choice to.
And that's what Ms. Rhea was saying.
Also, women
typically don't.
Women also have a choice to live up beyond the sexual fantasy. Like once the sex is over with, what else you got?
But my whole thing is leading with that.
Can women also stop lying and take accountability that sometimes they're leading with that for men?
Hey,
that's the honest to God truth. Some of these women
you ain't the claps?
No, because I'm trying to hear her point.
Okay.
I go ahead.
Some women are excessively flirty, knowing doggone well they don't want nothing from these men and giving them, and they playing into the fantasy with them. So women need to take accountability for that as well.
The games.
So stop. So women need to say stop playing the games as well.
The illusions.
Stop playing the games as far as what? Just flirting? You mean having conversations like you just told my man's hi?
It's not a matter. I said hello. How are you? It was my tone and how I said it. Remember delivery.
Right. So you gonna come up more so soft, more so subtle. Hey, how you doing?
Again, some women.
My man may be like,
they're touching men. They touch them.
Yeah, I never heard a man say this is sexual harassment.
They lean over.
We don't either.
That's not true.
Women don't say, "Oh, this is sexual harassment."
Where the hell did you think it came from?
I'm saying when a person originally walk up to you and just because they say like, "Yeah, baby girl, you looking good. What you trying to do tonight?" You gonna say that's sexual harassment? No, that's what Miss Rhea is saying at the initial point of them talking to you. She did. She said, "Sadly, most men come to women with sexual fantasies, not future reality." Meaning they trying to beat them buns before they trying to take her out.
Get the phone.
You need to beat them buns before they take her out. So she what the fuck she gonna order? Go ahead.
Top of the top. Caller, you on the air.
This Ms. Rhea.
I have to explain my comment.
Thank you, Ms. Rhea.
All over the place.
Thank you, Ms. Rhea.
Okay, let her explain. Hush.
Now, proud.
So Miles said the original question was about men feeling safe. Our original statement was about men feeling safe around us.
Okay.
So I said it is difficult for them to be. If you only come to me, if I'm trying to give you a safe space, everything. If I'm talking about a man that I'm dating, not just a man on the street that I'm saying hello to, or I don't think every man want me or nothing like that. I'm talking about if you building a relationship, you start dating a guy, and you get close, and you're courting now. You're talking about the future and everything. You're trying to create this safe space for them, but everything is sexual. Like, well, how is that your safe space if everything you talk about is, well, how often you want to have sex?
So wait, hold on. Rhea, I got a question. Okay, Rhea, let me explain something to you. Some men, I'm not saying all men, but some men, when they realize they have a safe space with a woman, that creates all the sexual fantasies right there. Oh, I can talk to you. I feel safe. I want to feel you now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
But that's what I was referring to. I wasn't referring to, and yeah, I agree with Britt. You women do need to take accountability, and we flirt a lot. I know I do. They don't have no intention of doing nothing.
And women be touching on your shoulders
and women
shit.
Touch men.
Like, be grabbing their beard and shit.
They be touching them. So that's what I'm saying. Women have to take accountability for that too.
Absolutely.
Miss Real, women, we play the game.
Y'all doing an awful lot for somebody y'all saying hey to.
Chanie, you missed that
what you say, Chad? You said they doing what?
She said we doing a whole lot for somebody y'all saying hey to.
Chanie, like y'all show is hoeing around a lot, but
I'm gonna be honest. If I am touching a dude and I'm flirting with a dude, I have interest. If I don't have interest, I'm not flirting.
Thank you.
But that's because
you're not just doing this for no regular smagular. You just
some women are.
Spell smagular.
That's wild work.
You're checking their temperature.
That's wild work. That's wild work. They ain't running no fever.
Because men are natural. They are gonna flirt. They're naturally gonna.
Well, hunters. Yes.
They're hunters. Mm-hmm. So when we have to flirt a little to let them know, okay, you're not just talking out your neck.
And that's fine. None of the flirtation has to be in a sexual way.
Well, you just said everybody coming for sex.
Right.
I didn't say that. I was just helping Miss Rhea.
You did do a good job. Miss Rhea didn't say that.
Miss Rhea said what she said. If she's here to say what she said now.
Miss Rhea was talking about in a relationship.
Well, that's where it's going to be leading. So that's where it's going to be leading.
Wait, this is why Miss Rhea is the translator.
Stop talking over each other.
Trickery telling.
Podcast 101. The Todd ain't said it. Stop talking over each other.
Well, this is why Miss Rhea is the translator.
And this is why Miss Rhea threw Chanie up under the bus.
she didn't throw me. She helped me.
This is why we want her to translate. Thank
you, Miss Rhea. Love you too. Bye.
This is why we only want
Miss Rhea translate.
We only want her to translate because Shanie's translation is terrible.
No, Miss Rhea give me because she be trying to give me.
She's speaking Portuguese. We speaking Spanish. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not the
Two
same.
different dialects.
You're not even trilingual.
She's trying this. Anyway, y'all watching
again. Miss Rhea definitely she came up for the women. So thank you, Miss Rhea. Don't leave me out here by myself.
And you know what? You need another show called I Try and Tell You or some shit.
I tried it.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't exactly.
No.
Exactly.
I be feeling like
she be exactly wrong as hell.
She be exactly and didn't prove no point whatsoever.
I swear, when I say exactly, I really be feeling like exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She be saying exactly.
Exactly. Ain't even came to no conclusion.
Oh,
there's no point. We can't even get a
I'm
synopsis of what she just said.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm gonna show you how to spell it.
And then she got to hit you with exactly.
No.
Oh, it is.
With the horn.
Like she a fucking DJ.
Like Shaggy, you didn't say nothing. Like I'm still confused.
Like you ain't say nothing.
I still don't understand what you're talking about. Because they be trying to do it when you create a safe space.
Look at the gym.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gym Animal. Big
Yo,
flex.
my guy.
But if we being honest, right?
Cash.
If we being honest, when it comes to the whole, I don't know how we got on the men women thing.
We switched it at the commercial.
But if we really think about it and get, y'all know when the person is playing or not. Like you know that.
Yeah.
So stop acting. We well aware. Stop acting like you not playing too. You know what I'm saying? So when stuff happens,
I'm gonna play a little bit.
You shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, no, we shouldn't.
You shouldn't be surprised.
No,
yeah.
Now the only time that you gonna be surprised is you, even if you came with it genuinely, you still know deep down in your heart, like they got a little bit of in them. Like we know this. We know this.
Man.
What I will say is no one is perfect, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot build a person. Pick your favorite person and go ahead and sit on down. That's all I got.
That's the realest thing
That's
you said.
all I got.
All day.
That's the only thing you said the entire 2 years.
Yeah.
This is why I tell people. This is why I tell people.
That's all I got.
The best work you can do is working on yourself.
Yes.
Praise God.
That's the best work you can do is working on yourself.
I swear, I was just talking to my homeboy yesterday, and he was telling me that, he was like, relationships been failing, friendships been failing. And I'm like, well, look, man.
He the one that's the failure.
So,
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Is he on here listening?
No. I basically told him that, but I didn't say it like you did. I was just like, hey, bro, you need to do that. That means you need to work on yourself.
That was my Medea coming out.
I said, work on yourself, and you'll have better relationships, better friendships. Right. Why don't you stop messing with people that's not doing well?
Yeah.
Why don't you start messing with people that's actually doing better in life than you, smarter than you, got more money than you? Like, start messing with those people, and you'll have a better quality of life. But you have to start working on yourself.
You got to work on you. Like you need to, and not when they say spend time with yourself, like. Ask yourself questions.
Yeah.
Write things to yourself, because spending time with yourself is not scrolling on Instagram, TikTok,
exactly.
and Facebook.
Exactly. Yeah.
Spending time with yourself.
It's not?
No, it's not.
Spending time with yourself is not just cleaning your house and spend time asking yourself questions.
Yeah.
Why?
Get to the root.
Like get to your root. Right. I tell people to write.
Because
if you write, you will realize there's things on the inside of you that you didn't even know that's been buried.
You start answering your own questions.
And you answer your own questions. So that's why that's what spending time with yourself.
I started answering my own questions through prayer. It went from me having prayer, me praying, and then I started talking to my damn self. So
you probably was the Holy Spirit giving answers.
Okay.
It sound like you sometimes.
Yeah.
No, for real. Like, did I think of that? No, it'll come because once you
You ain't thinking of it.
Look at her really stop. Yes.
If it was a good idea.
Who came up with this?
That's spending time with yourself, and if you do really do that work, which is really hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your Holy Spirit got a supervisor.
You know what I mean?
I don't know what spirit that is. When you do the work, which is the hard part, because it's hard to look yourself in the mirror and be like, dang, sometimes I am me. Sometimes I am that. I probably did get that.
Sometimes I am the problem.
I am the problem sometimes. Like
when you, man, I'm telling you, life be so much easier when you take accountability. You live better.
Hold
when
on.
you take accountability, you live
How
better.
much we take?
Like my one cousin, she told me that I had hit her with the remote control, and I was like, "Did I?" And she was like, "Yeah."
When y'all were younger?
Yeah, I was like, "I probably did. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what we was doing. She was like, "Yeah, I don't know if you meant it or you didn't. I don't know."
And that stuck with her.
Sorry, like
over the remote.
I am so sorry, like, because I had to be in control of the remote. I know that, but we had a conversation. I'm like, "I'm sorry, boo. I love you." You know what I'm saying? And it's we cool, like. We can. I love
and this
that we
came
can
out
have
as
those,
a dog.
Yeah. But I love that we can have those conversations. But it's one of those things where it's like, you know what? I probably did. Yeah. I don't remember it, but if I did, I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's where things are, and it's like the more you kind of deal with yourself, it's like, dang, you right up. I probably did do that.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it like that. I might have been in my own world or whatever. But yeah.
Shout out to apologies.
Yeah.
It's just ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, sometimes you know, I get passionate when I'm talking about stuff.
A lot of times you get passionate when you talk.
A little bit sometimes.
I said sometimes, but no, my wife would tell me like, "Why you loud?" I'm like, you know what? I didn't even realize it. My bad, baby. I ain't even.
And sometimes you gotta apologize when it's not even required for you to apologize. Because some people just need to hear certain things.
Because sometimes it's like, you know what? You might be feeling that way. That's not how I intended it, but I apologize if that's what it is. I know I get passionate when I talk. And I say, forgive me, that's my passion talking.
Yeah. And
sometimes
I had to apologize to one of my homies. He was like, you know, Ty, sometimes you be talking to me like I'm stupid. I'm like, bro, if I made you feel like that, my apologies. I'm not trying to make you feel stupid.
I'm not on the receiving
but
end.
I want you to understand that you actually have to. This is how life goes, and at some point you have to grow up. That's it.
That's true.
Yeah, that's all.
And I realized
trying to make it feel stupid.
I realized that some
grow up.
Can I ask you a question?
Grow up.
So, with the difference between men and male, are men okay being challenged and males aren't?
Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly
I feel like
how
nobody is okay with being
No.
And the reason why I say this
it
is because I be in conversation a lot, and I've noticed like when I'm talking to men, and it's like a little bit of back and forth, and not necessarily like arguing, but just different perspective. They're more receptive than like males.
Yes.
Like males are always because I'm a man. Right, and I provide, and I'll be like, as soon as I see that, I'm like, I can't have a conversation with you because you seem like a male chauvinist, and this isn't gonna work.
I love being challenged.
Okay.
And the only
men like to be challenged.
Yeah, men.
Men.
Yeah, not males, not niggas.
And not challenged in a way of like arguing.
No.
Challenged in a way of
getting
like
me to see things a different way. Yes.
Okay.
Like there's been times you've challenged me, like, and I'm looking at things totally different, and I was like, okay, I get that point.
Gotcha.
But I wasn't even thinking like that.
Gotcha.
I don't take it personal.
I'm not gonna lie, Chanie, was times that you. Never mind.
And I was waiting till I'm like,
She never challenges you. She just frustrates you. Chanie calls me. I'm telling y'all, she called me just to argue. I'll be like, do you want to argue today?
When I get someone else, you won't be as frequent of a target.
Listen, when she does, we'll go back and forth. I'll be like, Chanie, I can't argue.
It's too early.
It's not in me right now.
She be like, come on.
No, she really called me to argue. I'm like, okay, you just want to argue.
I have to get this out.
And I know when she want to argue because I can't get nothing in. You not hearing me. I can't get my point out. I'm like,
see.
Do y'all FaceTime argue or just over the phone?
It could be both.
Okay,
it
got
could
you.
be both.
She will call me, hey, what you think about this? I'll give my opinion. See, here's the thing.
This is wrong. I need you to be on my side.
Like, so you call me to argue. I don't have the energy today.
Yeah.
Not today.
She will call. She be like, no. But if we on the same page,
we good when we good. We are great when we're good.
So when y'all get on the same page, that's when y'all get off the phone?
No, we on the same page.
It be good. It be good. We be going deep. But
when we not on the same page,
okay, Chanie.
Okay, Chanie. Bye. I gotta go. Because I be here.
Yeah.
I've had it up to here.
Yeah.
I can't do it no more.
Good old fire sign. I know.
I don't want our friendship to end.
No, for real. Because I value our friendship. Oh, you one of them.
I would end the friendship.
I ain't say we was done yet.
I'll end it too.
Yeah.
I would end the friendship.
Growing up, the only child. I don't
Really?
know.
She said men, not Mitches, love to be challenged. That's part of the going. Thank you, Jemima.
Thank you. Yes.
Because I
You're
realized
right.
that within like the past couple weekends, I was having conversations and I was like, okay, I'm talking to a male, so I just shut up. I was like, I'm not gonna talk no more because I'm gonna come off as being like a very aggressive female, and I don't want to come off like that.
Black woman.
The angry black woman. So I was like, let me just shut up, and I got quiet. Yeah, I got quiet.
I mean, but sometimes women just need to shut up anyway. No,
not when you sound ignorant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not when you sound ignorant.
Just have a point.
And when you come off as a male chauvinist, no.
You know what though? Another thing I realized as well too, Brittany. A lot of males will stand corrected when they get corrected by a man.
Yeah.
They just won't take it when it comes. They don't do it well with women because I'm sorry, most men hate their mama. Okay, so that be the truth.
Let's talk about
and
it.
And that's where it comes.
Okay.
So that's why they don't want to hear nothing from a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like me, for instance. I don't care about taking no advice from a woman because no matter how many problems I got with my mom is still a woman, and I know that she means well. It just come out bold. So I understand that, but that comes from emotional intelligence and also having a balance. A lot of men don't have both.
But I'm supposed to agree with both of y'all though. I think a lot of these men don't like women.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm convinced now. I don't think
it's because it deals with a lot. It deals with rejection. It deals with mama issues.
Yeah.
It deals with favoritism amongst their fathers. It deals with a lot.
I'm noticing it. And like Miles said, you was like, this is the most single people you have ever seen in history. And Miles has been here for a very long time. So for him to say it has to be, you know what I'm saying?
She made you sound historical.
Oh, I thought she was talking about the comment.
No, but what I'm saying when
she's an asshole.
But when you said that, I start really kind of taking a step back and like listening and talking to my friends, and I'm like, men really just don't like women. Y'all can't like women.
That's wild work because
like,
we like women.
You don't have many options.
I'm talking about the males, not me.
The males.
I would say the males. Like I just think that they don't like women.
Yeah, and then sometimes outside of the ones they have mommy issues, it's the ones that got their heart broken, never healed from that heartbreak.
Look at Chanie.
That's 14, 15, 16. Yeah,
like
because it's still with them in their 30, 40, and 50
because
year old
a lot of dudes carry that heartbreak and then have the nerve to go into other relationships and damage more women because they never healed, and it's sad to see.
It's sad. It's so sad.
Yeah, I had to check one of my boys one day. I'm like, bro, why is you messing with this girl if you know you don't like her?
Well,
you know leave me alone.
Yeah, like I'm like, dog, don't do that. Don't do that.
They may have liked each other at one point.
No,
you probably one of the most wisest men I've met in a while because I'd be like, man, I just want the head. You know what I mean?
And see, no, that's cool. If you want to just do that, then do that. Right. Don't be trying to sit up here and play house with somebody you don't like.
And with kids.
Okay.
Yeah, especially. Yeah.
But my son doesn't listen to.
So sorry.
It says, but my son does listen to his father more.
I mean, a child gonna listen to their father more.
Yeah. That's how. I mean, I believe that's how it should go.
It been times like I told yesterday when I was with Poodle mother. She said, your daughter's son. I said, well, I know that's my child. You know what I mean? You got to realize she's a lot like me. Yeah. Though she's with you more, she's a lot like me.
Yeah.
I said, her talent, she could draw, she could sing. Visually, she's incredible. Like, the girl did a whole movie with number videos from other places and told the whole story for 14 minutes. I said, what made you do this? She said, it just makes sense.
That's dope.
That's real.
I like that.
And that's what you be saying. You like, I mean, that's how I understand. That's how it makes sense.
It makes sense to me, Mom.
No, okay.
Jesus.
No, for real.
But
struggling to figure it out.
A child will listen to their father in a minute, especially when it's time to wake up for school.
Yeah, because they say that we find, it's so interesting because this is all spiritual, that we find our identity from our Father.
Yeah.
Which is the same with Christ.
Yeah.
Our Father, God, we find our identity in Him, and you get your nurture and all that from Mom.
So if Mama She was listening, I was going to say this and I was going to bring this up. She identified that her, when we were talking about, we didn't get to we were talking about destiny and what people are destined to do. But did y'all notice that she said her father has 2 daughters? So, and now she has 2 daughters. You know what I mean? It's like life repeats itself.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And purpose, it follows. You know what I mean? And so,
I hope it don't repeat over here. Nothing.
It's the thing. Pay attention.
No, it does.
Yeah, it does.
So, and it's like she was just echoing during the time when she was on the other side of her father's life. Mm-hmm. It was God echoing her destiny. It's crazy to me. That's how I was looking at it, and I ain't want to have everybody crying here on Friday over.
I wouldn't go cry
over the grits.
The food was too good for me to cry.
I was crying from. Never mind.
But when she was talking about how they killed her son, and she know who done it, and the police still have not done nothing about it. That's crazy to me.
It is.
But at the same time,
that makes you not trust them.
After so long, though, that's the thing.
But
like this hasn't been months.
But it's crazy. The tragedy has to be destiny sometimes. Like if her son would have never got killed, the first one never got killed hit by a car.
Well, that's why people kind of get upset with the whole thing with believing in God, right? Because it's like, well, if God is this, if God is that, then why did that happen? But again, his plans is not your plans, and his thoughts are not your thoughts. That's so, like you said, if that never would have happened, then Mama Shu may not have created what she has done. So we have to have pain. It's necessary in order for us to be able to grow. And your pain is purpose.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, and I'm still trying to figure that out with my when my sister passed, because I had a whole process where I was like, I don't know if I believe in God anymore. Like, I don't know if this is real. Like, I've been going to church. I've been doing this. I'm like, is God real? It was short-lived, but
I understand.
I'm going to be very honest about it. It was short-lived.
Listen,
because that was a very tragic thing for me, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm seeing all these things and blah blah blah, and it's like healing and blah blah blah, whatever. I don't want to go back to the story, but I had a moment where I was like, I don't know if I believe in God anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what to do with it. But going through that, it made me a better actor.
Yeah.
It made me a better person with, communicating, even looking at my life differently, because I was a very structured 1, 2, 3. This is how my life is going to go. And then I became a little bit more flexible. Like, it was a lot of things that kind of happened. I'm still trying to figure out like more of the purpose, but
I understand
for
that
family. But I
understand that when you lose somebody that was really like close to you. So I understand that. Like when my grandmother passed, that's when some people may say that's when I became an asshole, but I think that's when I became more of a person that didn't mind saying no. Yeah. Like, my grandmother was very blunt. I hold my grandmother in such a high regard because she was the only one in the family that told the truth, no matter who wanted to hear it. Yeah. And I felt like once she passed, I took on that. I embodied that. Yeah. And I just kept it going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A lot of people don't want to talk to me because I'm going to tell the truth or ask for my advice. I'm going to keep it real.
I think that's why a lot of people don't like to talk to me.
But they say a fake person has a lot of friends and a real person has a smaller amount of friends.
I have sometimes my circle is so small, I'm talking to me.
Okay.
That's how
and that was my whole thing. Yeah. That was my whole thing with God. Is like, how could you take the one person that knew me, that understood me? Like, I feel by myself a lot, even though I got friends and family. Right. But it's like that was the one person that was like, was my girl, my nigga. Like, that was my homegirl, my sister. Like, she knew everything, and I feel like it hasn't been replaced. Right. So like, people be like, Britt, you always rode by yourself. Yeah, because the person that I was going to do this with is no longer.
Exactly.
I understand.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I understand it.
I don't trust a lot of people. I don't really let a lot of people in because of that. And it's like, but God, how could you leave me? Yeah. Like, I'm out here by myself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm legit by
myself. That's true. Yep. That's true. Because that was your sibling.
That was like, that was my ace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do I move? And then like when the parents get older, it's on me.
Yeah.
Everything on me. Like,
literally.
And she used to tell me, she was like, you got me. Nigga,
shout out to Miss Glass. Shout out Miss Glass.
I understand that, B. My grandma, and it's the funny. I used to get on my grandmother's nerves, but she still rocked with me. She still have my back whenever even if I did something wrong.
Did the family kind of like separate a little bit when she passed?
Absolutely, especially when her, like, it was my grandmother and then her sister. So the funny thing about my grandmother and her sister is like my grandmother was hood, and then my aunt, my great aunt was sophisticated. So that kind of separated the family already, because you had one side of the family thought they was better than everybody else. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, but somehow when we all came together, it was cool.
Yeah,
very minimal arguments, all of that. But once they passed, it was horrible.
I can imagine how that went. Yeah. You want any Kool-Aid, Auntie? Kool-Aid.
We drinking lemonade here.
But if I'm gonna
sugar.
If I'm gonna be 100%, thank you, Miss Rhea. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. It's like that in every family.
Yeah,
like you're always gonna have. Like you're gonna have one side of the family that's a little bit more, and it's so crazy because
it's always the dad side.
Oh my God! Oh, don't even get the dad side of the family. Oh my God!
Shout out to the passion.
Listen,
I'm hoping that I meet a rich man so I can be honest.
Yo, listen. Other than
on the dad side,
other than Tia, Beast, and Keisha, and probably a couple of other cousins. And dog, I swear, everybody else is very uppity. I got some a couple sisters.
You do run into that, yeah.
Sister and a couple brothers. Other than that, everybody else.
So what makes people uppity?
It just be like
they just
if you're female is when you have a person and your person gotta have his own chair.
Oh, but then I'm uppity. I'm uppity.
Like hey Percy.
I get that a lot, but when people talk to me, they be like, "I had no idea you were so cool."
Yeah.
Like I didn't know you were so down to earth.
Yeah.
But if I'm uppity, it's for myself. Like, I hold myself to
at a standard.
Yeah, I like doing.
I like
looking good and feeling. I feel myself.
When you look good, you feel good.
I could deal with your uppity. I don't like the fake uppity.
Oh
no, I don't like the fake uppity. I don't like that.
So acting like it, but living a total different lifestyle.
He's intellectually uppity, and I understand that. I understand that.
I could be
Miles can shut down the conversation.
Intellectual wise.
No, I don't.
He's like, well, when you really look at the
when you come in and be like, it's easy.
No, for real,
it makes sense.
Where?
That's when you real uppity.
Where?
No, it just. Here's the thing. When
I feel like you over there struggling right now.
No, I was. It was time. I'm deep.
It's about that time.
I'm deep. Yeah, about that time to get out.
We did real good.
But we did really well with an hour and 42 minutes. No.
A little more though.
No, but say what you were
No,
it's
just that when people be acting like things are hard, I'd be like, dog, read that and do this.
Yeah, I
you didn't think I thought of that?
Yeah,
cool.
All that.
Because sometimes we be moving too quick, and then sometimes it's like, okay, let me take a step back. Let me just read what it says, and then put it together.
Yeah, but
I like to look at the pictures.
And some people just like to look at the pictures.
Yeah.
Chanie, it don't work that way.
Thank you, Miss Rhea. That's not uppity. You're just particular like me.
No. I do. That's cool though. Like I don't mind that. I don't like the presidential you. I don't mind. I think that's fun. I think that's
uppity.
cool.
I think that's right, Miss Rhea.
I love that because you should hold yourself to a standard. I feel like everybody should, but everybody don't have it in them to do such a thing. So that's cool.
Have the what?
If you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for everything.
Do so. You said the healing.
Healing.
At least everybody don't have the healing.
No, I said everybody don't have it in them.
What the hell?
Yeah, I think that's cool though. I think that's cool that you got that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my wife, she's the same way. Like a lot of people probably think she's stuck up, but I'm like, no,
that's part of the energy.
Yeah, but I like that.
Do you think it's a Leo thing?
For sure. But I also think too, it's part of the upbringing. Like nobody's better than you. And at the end of the day, they're just people.
She grew up with both parents as well, and she grew up Muslim, so it's like extra.
But
can we his wife, y'all, not me.
Yeah.
But can we really look at it though? Like, were we not taught to want the best? You know what I'm saying? To look like the best, look like something, represent yourself.
But a lot of people is taught to just go get the best.
I'm put like this. I'm already the best.
Yeah.
So whatever I get, it becomes better.
It's the best.
See what I'm saying?
So like I was always taught you wear the clothes. The clothes don't wear you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, things like that.
Yeah. I started developing that as I got older because when I was younger, I wouldn't wear anything unless it was name brand.
Yeah, but my mom
That's
did.
crazy.
My mom. Well, see,
That's crazy.
Wow. I fell into. Listen, I fell into that trap as well.
Yeah.
I fell
You
into
fell
that.
into the same trap.
Yeah, but my mom had to. She had to instilled into me like, listen,
That's why you all name brand now? So,
no.
Some things don't change.
Everything ain't even name brand though.
Ain't that change?
But no, it did though, because I don't wear everything name brand though. Like you caught me today.
Just today.
You just caught me
the
today.
hat, the shoes, the shirt. You can't fool me.
But coordinating.
But here's the thing though. My mom also let me know, like, look, everything that you put on, that's somebody else's name. Ooh. So that don't mean nothing. It don't make you better than anybody. And I had to learn this in like junior high. Like I learned that then. You know what I'm saying? So when everybody's running around wearing Tommy Hilfiger and Polo and Nautica, she like, all of these names don't mean nothing. You could put on a regular shirt and it will still look good.
Yeah, mine shifted for me. I'm sorry, mine shifted for me in high school because because I went to a predominantly white high school, so they didn't care what they wore, and that shifted for me. And I'm like, they wearing pajamas, they wearing moccasins, they wearing Hollister. What is Hollister? What is Aeropostale?
Not cheap. Hollister is not cheap.
I got the ones from Payless.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the ones we wore in my high school. We didn't have to.
Okay, so here was the shit for me.
The time.
Now, shout out to my mom for this. When we
had time.
I lived off of 8 Mile at the time, but she made me go to this school in Ferndale. So I ended up going to Ferndale High for a brief moment, and that's where I got hit with all the diversity. That was my first time coming across Chaldeans. Then it was some white people there. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was a bit of everything there, and I noticed nobody was looking like how it was in Detroit public schools.
Exactly.
It looked like a man.
That's true. What you was gonna say, Mom?
It sounded like it was a fashion show.
I forgot.
Okay.
It wasn't a fashion show.
You cut me off so good.
At least I said sorry.
Hey, I want to get out of here.
Because Miles can't keep himself up.
Nap time, eat time, I get it.
Yep, eat. Eat.
Miles like a baby.
I'm not uppity at all. I just have preferences and boundaries. I was raised in the hood, but in my teenage years, learned to adapt to different people, cultures, and environments. I also raised my kids not to care for name brands as long as they look nice.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as you look nice, you're
Listen,
clean.
there is nothing wrong with having standards. If people want to call it uppity, then that's what I am.
Hey, listen, B, last week, I swear on everything, I just owned my bougie part of my side of myself. I just owned it. And I said, you know what? It's certain stuff you do need to be bougie about.
And it's okay.
Well, I'll say this.
Like the places you go eat?
It's always...
I'll say this.
Exactly.
They say it.
It's always quality over quantity.
I'm like, baby, I never call myself the GOAT. I leave that to the people.
Yeah.
So it's the same. Like, I don't say it to myself. People say it for me. So
hey,
that's how I look at it.
Well, on that though, let's get up out of here.
Yep. Tell me where they can find you at, Todd.
You can find me right here today on Pod Talk, 5 o'clock. We going for an hour now. And also 7 o'clock, respectfully speaking, today. So check me out then.
Brittany?
Here.
All right.
Y'all go Record in Time, that's streaming right now. I think Broad Day back up, I'm not sure. And Ether, that's on Tubi right now.
I'm gonna watch Record in Time.
Record in Time. That's on Tubi, so y'all can go run that up.
When you search it on Tubi, it's Record in Time.
It's Record in Time.
So Chanie,
yes,
on the One Two is bringing us to you. Thank you very much for joining us on camera.
Thank you for having me.
We love your delightfulness and your deliriousness. And
Thank you for having me.
She stayed with the delusion.
All right, on that note, y'all, we are out. See you later. Peace.
Bye. If Chanie ever get out of delusion, I think hell froze over.
No, for real. That's a crazy day.
Rise and grind. Wanna show at 9:15 a.m. Monday through Friday. Great conversation, guest appearances.